Hello, everybody, and welcome in to episode number 2 of The Shackled City. That which slumbers. I will continue, for the duration of this experience, remain as your storyteller and benevolent individual wishing to see nothing more than your success. But success looks different in the eyes of every viewer, of every player. You won by showing up. That's how you win, by having a good time. But based on the experiences that we found at the end of episode 1, I couldn't really tell if everyone was having a good time. We ended the session with people moaning, groaning. Some would even perceive that as angry. I saw it as different because I know my friends. I hadn't known them for a long time. But we'll see what happens. So before we go into recap, before I afford you the stage to talk about that, I wanted to sort of give my own. I wanted to talk about what happened last time, and then you guys can catch me up on anything that we might have missed. Does it sound fair?
Yeah. I can get behind that.
Okay.
Absolutely.
One moment there. The road from Cauldron was never meant to be comfortable. You see, it winds down and around outside of the volcano's stone malachite cradle, trading stacked streets and crowded rooftops for open sky and an uneasy silence. And behind you, the city smolders from life, not from its own eruption. It still steams with its own troubles, mind you. Empty purses, whispered prayers. Work that chews people up and doesn't remember their names. But ahead of you lies a single fragile thing. One family farm, 3 days away. And you don't know what you're walking into. It may be lost already. But you left anyway. Some of you for coin, others for sheer stubbornness. Some of you for duty, or simply because staying put felt worse. On your first night out, beneath a low ceiling of cloud in a thin spill of stars, this freshly formed company tried to rest. Tents went up with tired hands. Rowan working alongside Dieter, far beyond his own exhaustion, just to be useful. And then he simply folded, collapsing into the dirt before Rowan pulled him into his own tent to rest. There was some small talk. This awkward, brittle kind of sharing by strangers who have agreed for one reason or another to risk their lives together. But, as we've come to realize, rest doesn't come easily. Solsora, you caught more than you were meant to see. This intricacy, a brutal scarring lattice work that runs the length of Carter's leg from knee to ankle, like someone had taken fire and knives to him over and over and never quite finished the job. And his holy symbol, a pendant of Palor, one you've come to know all too well. He believes it's Palor. But for you, it just glinted in the lamplight, and for but a breath, you saw it as wrong. There wasn't some sunburst to represent the sun, to represent its holy and divine nature. No, what you saw were the laughing eyes of Oladamara laid over the top of steel? Silver? And before your eyes, the trick vanished. Carter's fingers closed tightly around the pendant with a desperation that had nothing to do with piety. Now, before any of you could press upon that wound, the night sort of tore itself open. This wasn't a type of sundering that you might expect. There was no cavalcade of monsters. The earth was not opening around you. It was from the sounds of panic, of moans, of fear, choked cries, the frantic scrabble of canvas and heel against dirt. And when you rushed in Rowan, he was still asleep, caught in some nightmare that didn't really end. At least that's what you thought. You touched his shoulder, and his hand began to rise of its own accord. The skin starting to harden and flake into metal. Cold metal shaping itself into the war gauntlet, clutched with a fan of arrows, and you watched blood running from his palm, tracing each arrow before dripping steadily onto the earth, like soil and its offering. And the shape, there was something that was all too familiar about it. The shape matched a symbol that none of you wear, but some of you recognized. Hextor. The boy never woke. He just bled. Now, together you tried to pull him back, with questions, with skill, with faith, and when that wasn't enough, Solsora reached deeper, calling upon this buried spark of her own divinity to strip something away. If only for a moment. And a power answered. See, whatever clawed at the boy's soul recoiled. And in the backlash, she saw it. Something all too familiar, white fur, heavy with clotted blood, 4 muscular arms dragging through the soil, a hulking frame mashing through broken trees, eyes not 1, not 2, but 4, staring back with an animalistic hunger and a terrible, simple thought. Meat. Then the vision snapped. It was like that. You witnessed it move with uncanny endurance. It moved across that ground faster than you could perceive. And the last vision you remember was its hooked talons extending from its monstrous hands, pressing through the folds of your face, bypassing your skull, and blinking you from existence. You were left with the smell of cold air and iron. An unconscious child and 4 eyes looking back to you. That was important. Because you weren't talking, Solsora. They were looking to you because while you expressed nothing from your face due to the fact that you've remained clothed with full helmet, they were looking to you like you learned of a shame or a wrongdoing because your eyes express horror where your covered face and lack of words express nothing. The tent still breathed softly in the night wind. The fire burned down to coals, and somewhere out beyond that ring of light around you, things move through the dark that don't seem to care about your gods or your symbols. Who hired you? The laws that you live by. The boy's hand lies slack again, very human, again smeared with drying blood. Carter's grip on his pendant has not quite relaxed. Rowan watching the boy in his arms as if he were his own kin, almost as if he was afraid to blink. It's nightfall, my friends. And your journey has only begun, but it seems to be steeped in layers of which you can't quite comprehend. What did I miss? What was important to your individual stories that I missed? I'll start.
He spoke but unmuted, but he's unmuted.
Why are each of you traveling? I'll go first to Ivy for Aaron. Why is Aaron traveling? Why is this important? It's not Cauldron. It's not the law. You were not obligated to do so. You volunteered. Why?
Aaron did volunteer, but this is very much an obligation as any of his other duties in the city are. Not because he's paid to do it, not because it is expected of him, but because he has power that most people don't have. It is the duty of those with power to keep the little ones safe.
To protect those without power. What about Carter?
Carter simply just saw someone praying who he believes his God would want him to help.
Paylord is benevolent. He is the sun. He's a warm grace and welcoming arm. And who would you be if you were not in his image? You're a pious man. You lean into your divinity. You know the difference between right and wrong. And you think that this is the right move. What about Rowan? Rowan's entrance was different than the others.
Rowan probably saw a little of himself in Teeter. That's why he chose to help him. He was found when he was at a low point and somebody or something helped him, so he's trying to do the same.
Yeah. Silsora.
So Sora saw, I don't know if failure is the right word, but a lack of action from those people in power. Granted, of course, Aaron is now here with us, but what Sora also noticed was just the whispers of everybody that it's not anyone's problem, that this crying boy isn't anyone's issue. And so Sora took sort of, I guess, vengeance to it because everyone needs help. Like, she can help him, so she has come along to help.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. And Aiden, the precarious lot. What is his drive?
Aiden came along for two main reasons. The first, just the sound of the boy's voice, and especially when he uttered the word magic, is what pulled his attention to the situation. At first, it resonated in his chest, so he thinks there's something connected with his personal quest. But then he heard the story, and Aiden knows that if his family was in trouble, needed help, he would wish someone would step forward, so he can't help but do the same.
Aiden's a family man. It makes sense. He has siblings. Most of you have siblings, or you had children, or you just believe in people. And you saw a child. You didn't see a man. You saw a child in need. Now, each of you have a different reason. And we've talked about those reasons. How far are you willing to go? And what is the line that must be drawn for you to stop with your assistance? What is it going to be that pushes you away from helping someone in need? Don't all answer at once now.
Mhm.
It's a hard question.
Yeah. I'm here to ask the hard questions.
I'd say Carter doesn't have a real limit, at least not that he knows of right now. He sees a problem that he believes he has been sent by his God to fix. For him to turn back would be cowardice, and cowardice is for the dark.
Interesting choice of words. I like that.
I think for Rowan, it would be sort of like how it played out in the first episode. He has to see that somebody is doing everything they can before they can get his help. If they're just like trying to get help for the sake of help, then he probably wouldn't do anything.
What about Aiden?
Aiden likes to think that he is altruistic. May not be altogether true, but it has to touch him a little bit personally before he gets involved.
Okay.
Otherwise, the pull of his books and what he's looking for is just too strong.
Got it. Aaron. Aaron is held to a different series of obligations. You were raised traditionally under an astute understanding of the law. And you herald that. You are an upstanding order. You're Juniper of the law. You are kind of like baby Judge Dredd in a lot of ways. You're muted.
Yeah, we're gonna have to get used to Zoom, but so Aaron's here not just for himself. It feels good to help. He's obligating himself to help, but much like the city has its laws, he has his laws too, and there is only so much resource a problem needs. Now, the more resources a problem needs, the more he's willing to help, but if the resource outweighs the benefit, he's given himself a week. He's
Sure.
lawfully, he was asked for help, even with not direct words from his boss. This is not official, but understandable agreement. But Aaron will help as much as he can within reason.
Okay. I like it. And what about Sosora? Without giving up too much of your backstory, because we sort of collabed on a lot of that information. Obviously, Sosora has her boundaries. She has things that are important to her as well. How far is too far before she taps out?
I think Sosora will tap kind of in a similar vein to Rowan, that if the problem isn't really that they are doing everything they can and they still need help, but it's just they're trying to get help for just whatever other reason. If it feels disingenuine or lacking, I guess, is Sosora's biggest thing, because she's gotten so used to doing all the jobs that nobody else wants to do. And this is yet another one of those where everyone's talking the other way and no one's willing to put forth the effort. But if the person she's trying to help isn't trying to put forth the effort either, then
Yeah.
That's not Solsora.
Sure. That makes sense. Okay. I think we have enough recap. I think we caught up on all the grander details. So, my friends, I am going to set the stage, reel us back in, and start telling our story. Let's run that. Perfect. Where we last left off. Solsora, you find yourself falling away from your grip upon the boy's hand. As his hand begins to fall with slack, the gauntlet and arrow recedes like smoke sucked into an invisible lung, leaving only raw, shaking skin and dried blood in its place. The air smells of hot iron and something that startles your sense of survival, something that is only identified on the field of battle. And for that heartbeat of a moment, you get that recollection of that beast with its white fur stained clot red, with its 4 hands dredging the earth beneath it, pulling itself from the dark and the wet, putrescent animal breath, panting at the edge of your thoughts. And then it's gone. You've returned. It was for just a moment. 6 seconds, 12 seconds. But as you fell back to your hands and backside, you glance up at him in confusion, in a state of awe, in a state of terror. And what you see is a sleeping boy, Dieter, cradled in the arms and base of Rowan, his bloodied hands slumped to his side, and then the others looking to you, their eyes and intentions prying without ever saying much. Because despite your face being chain-coiffed, despite your helmet covering every available space just beyond your eyes speak louder than any words. Aaron, you sit across the fire, watching this unfold. Aiden, you are not far. Oftentimes, despite what's happening in front of you, you can see the stars seemingly passing overhead. The longer you watch, you visibly mark and match them spot to spot, an avid gazer yourself. Rowan, you are uncertain what to make of these events. You know it's not normal. You feel it as some sort of curse, and you've never felt like you've been more in the right place than right in this moment. You hear that echoing call in the back of your mind. You'll know it when you see it, Rowan. You will know it when you see it. And maybe this is it. Maybe this is what they meant, your savior. Carter, you find yourself watching, almost like a scientist, taking mental note of what's happening around you. But your hands never quite have left the clutch of the necklace of your god. It's your god. You've never known anything other than Paylor. And Solsora is seeing things. There's no way that it could be anything other than that, and you were very protective of the few things that you have. Destitute, without clothing. Hell, you don't even need food most of the time. But your closeness with Paylor is a relationship that you feel like you might fight for. Tooth and nail alike. The four of you watch. Sulsora paused, the only movement coming from the silhouette of the flicker flame itself. The stage is yours, as it's been said.
Does Sulsora still see Aiden's journal out that he was journaling in before all this went down?
Yeah, I haven't put it away. It's next. It's right sitting on a stone around the campfire ring.
Sulsora's just going to, like, snap her hand at Aiden and ask him to hand her the journal. Before it gets out of her mind. He doesn't hand it to her, like, right away. She's literally just going to start drawing in the dirt right in front of her as close as she can get to what she just saw.
Yeah, he'll grab it and automatically flip the page. Are you okay? You look lost there.
No.
Journal and writing implement are in your hands.
Sulsora immediately is as close as she can possibly get, gonna put to page exactly this giant, not fully ape, not fully anything, four-eyed, white-furred creature onto the paper.
Give me a memory test. I know it was just moments, but it was because it was moments. You were there, but you weren't. It's just going to be wisdom. Just click your wisdom skill. An 8. As you're trying to remember the details here, you can try to reroll. You have 5 luck rerolls.
I would love to reroll.
Into a 20.
There we go.
Much better.
You think for a moment, as you begin to draw, you're starting to sketch this in the book, and you wait. That's not right. You take a moment to focus yet again. Yeah. No, the arms were definitely bigger. They were bigger and longer, and you start to like retrace over the spots that you have, beginning to draw out this beast. It looks as accurate as it can be.
And she'll turn it probably back to Aiden since it is his journal. That's what we're after.
Forearm. Wait, no, wait. Is this right? The legs are short and the arm.
That's exactly how it looked.
Well, all I can think of is I know in the area we've got some lowland baboons, but you've got 4 arms here.
Whatever it is, it's not full baboon. This is something far darker and far more confusing than that. But the baboons were there. I saw those too. I was one for a moment.
But he was dreaming about being a baboon?
Would Sulsora know that this, like, Sulsora wouldn't know that. Like, she would have no idea if this was a dream, if this was a vision based on whatever he has. She wouldn't know this, correct? Like, it was just given to her.
It was just given to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt more real than it felt like a story or a contrived vision.
I just can't say if this was what the boy's dreaming of, but it felt like I was there.
I know this sort of thing is not Aiden's specialty, but is there a knowledge roll that you would allow me to try and determine if I can think of any animal similar to this?
That's a great question. Let me see if I can pull up the information here. I don't have its stat block available, so let me see if I can find an answer for you. Because it is a real creature.
Well, Jen knows, but Aiden.
It would either be a knowledge nature, or I would let you utilize a knowledge arcane, but it would be a higher check in arcane.
I am not trained in nature, so I'm going to roll Arcana.
give it a shot.
Could we all roll on that?
Yeah. Yeah, with you have a picture in front of you.
Oh, I don't know what it is.
21.
Your DC was 20.
Nice.
These are seen not as a studied creature because they're oftentimes exceedingly violent. They are not something that is ever ventured upon closely. And while you've never had any personal investigations in them, you've come across a book that had them attached to it as a list of various magical beasts throughout the land. And they're not native to this region. This is not something that is common to the region. But you believe it was something called a Girallon. That's Girallon. And it's this bizarre gorilla-like creature with 4 arms covered in dense, matted white fur. It's towering in size. Large, probably upwards of 13 to 14 feet. They're aggressive. They're carnivorous. They're extremely territorial and oppressively strong. Even in their youth, they are oppressively strong.
Aiden will kind of relay a little bit of what he recalls, and it's like, I mean, I've only seen this mentioned like once or twice and things, and it's like, what is this, like a speculated it could be some sort of weird magical experiment that proved to be able to breed true or something, but basically take a baboon, mix it in with an ogre, and then give it an extra set of arms and an even worse attitude. And I think it's Girallon. Yeah. That's the name I recall. But don't ask me any more information other than that, because this is far from what I studied. This is just happened to be something I ran across as I was looking at other things. Are any of you ever encountered or anything like this, or wherever you're from?
Never.
I don't know where I'm from.
Well, does it ping anything in your brain then? Since you said you don't remember anything, but suddenly you keep remembering different things. So I just, maybe, who knows?
Not so far as you can tell. It's clearly not a divine beast.
It's of this plane, so not really all that interesting.
But then again, this boy is dreaming of it. Does that mean that he has seen it, or is it part of the dark miasma that I saw around his aura when I first looked at him earlier today? Is it a curse? I mean, we've got we've got the gauntleted tyrant having his symbol appear on this boy's hand, and all I know is, so sorry, you touched his hand and your eyes went wide and I don't know if you had shock on your face, because you're kind of the woman of mystery among us, but I mean, your eyes got so big they were even wider than the slit in your visor. All right.
Few things could rival how real it felt than that vision I just had. I can even still smell it, even now.
What does it smell like?
It's freaking me out.
What did it smell like?
Nothing off this plane, so.
Interestingly, when you try to recall what that scent was, it smelled very similar to the 3-day dead cow.
This is recoil.
I honestly,
it smelled like the cow we just discarded after 3 days.
You mean
that's as close as I can get.
Well, I've seen, carcasses. I've been around carcasses that haven't been disposed and stored properly. That carcass, especially after what Carter said, it seemed touched. It always had us slightly off. So is it just the fact that this thing was, does it smell like it was just around rotting flesh, or did it also have that strange semi-sulfurous aftertaste in the back of your throat?
Mr. Storyteller, do I have an answer for Aiden?
For the smell?
Yeah. If it was more of that after, or is just kind of the rotting?
It's really difficult to recall the exact information because you got that putrescence, that stink of decay and like offal and filth, as you felt its fingers pressing into your face. So it was like, oh God, that's... and you just got murdered.
So Sora won't actually have an answer for Aiden. It's just kind of... I can't specify any closer than it just is that smell.
Well, I mean, I kind of alluded to it, but when I looked at him back at the city, there's some dark miasma about him. That's. I'm hoping it's not a curse because it doesn't seem to be directly anchored into him, but it still surrounds him. It's all metaphysical, these things are open to interpretation, but take of it what you will.
When Aiden says that, Rowan will chime in with, "What about a debt?" When I touched the arrows, I got the word debt.
All I could think of is curse in that regards. I mean, has he got a cursed bloodline? I mean, I'm familiar with that sort of thing.
I have no idea. I heard one word in my head when I touched the arrows: debt.
Yeah.
Meaning, wouldn't a debt to a dark god feel like a curse?
Well, yeah, I guess. I personally have never been cursed by a god to my knowledge, so my dealings with this is limited, and the shrines where I came from were all more of a personal nature. I've never run into any of the cathedrals in Cauldron, so I haven't had need to yet. So Paylor, I mean, you guys would know more than I, what this sort of thing is.
Okay, I think I've stayed quiet for quite enough now. I might not know much about magic or divine energy, but are y'all fucking with me? You're telling me this farm boy out in the middle of nowhere, which is saying quite a lot because Cauldron itself is in the middle of nowhere, has somehow been cursed with a debt from who knows what interaction, and this god is upset and is sending an angry baboon after him.
You saw the gauntlet, didn't you? You saw it appear and vanish into smoke. That wasn't an illusion, as far as I could tell.
It's the only reason I'm not questioning whether all of you are on hallucinogenics right now.
No, it's bad for studying.
I wish I could tell you I made this up, but there's no way to make up what I just saw. It's not possible to make up what just happened to me.
Well,
There's a recoil again from the smell just coming back to her. Even if it's not actually coming back to her and it's just her thinking about it, she's recoiling again.
When Rowan hears about the hallucinogenics, he would probably ignore Aaron and then look at the boy's hand and see if it needs to be like treated. Like, is it like cut, or is it just the blood's gone? It's just dry blood.
You You turn the hand over in yours, and though there is dried blood, there is no wound.
And you probably put him back in the tent, lay him back down.
Got it.
Well, I mean, I guess the mysteries of this, I mean, I guess that I can only speculate. It's all tied together. I mean, why else would his farm be the only one experiencing these mutilated cattle? Wouldn't other farmers in the area have also come to the city? Aaron, was it? Yeah. Are there other reports of cattle mutilation happening this direction?
Not that I know of, but generally farmers don't travel 3 days for 1 or 2 dead cows. Monster attacks are common in the area. That's why the city guard doesn't send out a whole platoon of soldiers off of a boy crying for help.
But a platoon would kill the monster so well.
I mean, wouldn't it? I mean, but you know, then somebody, you know, might steal, you know, one of the merchant's silk purse, you know, while they're dealing with the monsters. You never know. I mean, I know they didn't like to come around the tavern, you know, when we just had a complaint. Only when it came into a full-scale brawl did any of the city's constabulary like to come to the tavern. So I'm wondering if this is the same sort of thing.
I can't speak for every guard, but if we had enough people to address every complaint in the city, I would personally be very happy with that. Unfortunately, not everybody's too kindly to the rigorous training and aptitude it takes to be a guard. Nor does the city have the budget to hire 1 guard for every person.
How about 1 in 5?
If you can find me the money, I'd be happy to train them myself.
Carter looks contemplative, like he's formulating a plan.
I mean, we can sit here and speculate all night, but the question is I think more answers might be found on his family farm. Maybe, you know, his father is sick but not passed away. Maybe his father knows something. But considering we're dealing with, you know, what you said, demonic baboons and a gorilla monster, do we still want to continue? Is this too much of a bad thing? I mean, the first rule of whenever you're helping someone is to always make sure you maintain safety for yourself, that you yourself don't become a victim. That is just in the protocol. So I'm asking, what are you all thoughts on that?
Well, just because the vision that was shown to Solsora showed this big gorilla thing doesn't mean it's related.
Very true.
You know, an animal could smell of decay because it's hunted other things and it's just stuck on its fur. Doesn't mean it's related to the cattle. It could have been hunting those baboons, for all we know.
Or the baboon doesn't exist.
Or the baboon doesn't exist.
Or if we turn tail and run, it'll run out of cows to hunt and resort to people.
Well, considering, I mean, you looked at the body and you noticed the stippling on the sides, that it was ripped sideways by many fingers. I mean, could a giant baboon, a troop of baboons, a demon gorilla, you know, that would be the type of thing that'd be strong enough to do it. That's the only reason why I'm speculating that they're connected.
Well, either way, we agreed to help this boy, so we're going to the farm.
We'll keep it in mind, but I don't like your speculations.
I don't like speculating either. I like to see what's going on.
Oh, so I came here for a monster hunt. I'm Not leaving until we hunt a monster.
And what if you can't find a monster? What are you going to do then?
We'll find out when we get to it.
Well, obviously,
All right,
just
then.
keep walking.
We need the boy
All
to
right.
lead the way.
All right. Well, we are a day out from the city, and despite this being a well-used campsite, and considering the fact that we've got, demon visions appearing around this boy, perhaps one of us should stay awake at all times.
I can take first watch.
How many more watches are we going to have?
How many watches are usual for like a night, overnight?
Generally three,
Three.
so no one suffers from exhaustion or fatigue.
I'll
Sora
take the
will
second.
one.
If you fall to 2 watches, you will suffer 1 level of fatigue. If you fall to all watches, you will suffer from a single level of exhaustion. Exhaustion is worse than fatigue. Exhaustion is what the boy is suffering from right now.
So Sora will take the third one then after Carter.
Okay. Okay. Does everyone agree now that they are going to immediately split shifts and the others are going to head to bed? Or do you stay up a while?
I want to stay up a little while and do something.
Got it.
And Aiden will be awake for at least another hour because he's got to make his observations of the sky, record it on a slip of paper, and then burn it in the campfire as his offering.
Got it.
If Sora knows she's going on a watch, she's immediately gone. She's slept in worse places than this campsite, so she's gone. She's asleep already.
Doesn't even pick herself up. Immediately just
No.
flops over right next to the fire like a happy dog.
Okay, maybe not right over, but she's going directly to.
Got it.
that.
Okay.
I have to ask, does Sora have a tent or a bag, or are they just sleeping in their armor on the ground? Or?
That does matter,
Well,
yeah.
Yeah.
Is Sasor even wearing armor other than the chain coif and helmet?
Yes, she is.
Yes. I have a bedroll. I don't have a tent. So Sora is probably unrolled her bedroll and is laying under the stars. Armor on.
Okay.
Armor on. Okay.
You realize that unless you have the feat endurance, you will wake up the next day suffering from fatigue.
Oh, that's right.
That's why in the city, you hide in the least dense places, in eaves and alleys
No one
where there
sees.
are places that nobody wants to go to.
Does she have her own tent?
She does not.
No.
But Sora's good at survival. Do you walk away from the campsite? Or do you stay close? Your options are stay in the campsite, wear your armor, suffer fatigue. Stay in the campsite, take off your armor, and let loose a secret. Sort of like Carter's legs. Or to leave the campsite, disrobe, and not expose your secrets.
She probably will do that last option. She'll probably pull her stuff a little further away. Not that far away, but she's not going to purposely stay close.
Give me a range from the fire.
Oh,
30 feet? 60 feet?
not 60. 30 to 45.
Okay, 30 to 45. You find a small copse of trees. It looks like they've grown up very densely to each other. It gives you a bit of a partition between the flame. You can still see it flicker around the birth of the trees, but you are certain that unless you are absolutely needed, they will not bother you here.
That's where Sora will go.
She grabs her things. She disappears. She walks away from the fire. You hear the footfall for probably 6 to 10 seconds, and then the sound of her bag falling, and then nothing else.
Yeah. So I saw which direction she went in.
Mm-hmm.
But they
You
went
would find that to be a little strange. There is safety, one in numbers, and around the fire.
Mhm.
Given the way that she wears her headdress, she's obscuring something. It's intentional. It's your job to size people up.
Mhm.
It makes sense why you would. The others, they might have their own reasons, but it's literally your job.
Yeah, like that so-called farmer guy that, for some reason, instead of finding work, was helping out some random kid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the farmer guy would go out a little bit and do a little patrol around.
You would find that also very odd that the moment that you agree to taking certain watches, everybody begins walking away. And even if it's not physical, it's mental, because the moment that you guys agree to this, Aiden leaves the conversation, glances to the sky. It's almost as if you don't exist. He seems to start furiously taking notes. Something is rather important about the sky before you. You glance up, and it's just the night. It's as dark and as light as it has ever been. Nothing famous or fancy about it. And then there's Carter, sitting across the fire. What does Carter do with his milky, opaque eyes?
Picture him just doing like the weird wave with his fingers to Ivy. Hello.
You just see the hand over the fire.
Well, he just agreed to a watch, so he's going to try and get some sleep, but
Okay.
he probably, I mean, he doesn't fully use his eyes. They probably don't close when he sleeps.
It's really interesting that you say that. So when we started building your character, knowing what it is that you can do, food is something that you treat very oddly. You don't really need food. It's not a necessity. Because the sun is powerful. Paylor powers you. It's more than your divinity. It is
Hopefully.
quite literally your lifeblood as you've come to know it. You've taken to giving away your food. But night is very different. You notice this since the crater, since staying with that group of wagoneers and canvasmen. Night's cold. And even with a fire, it feels like it saps away at your ability to think precisely, react precisely. You feel dulled, like a tired blade. You do not cut through things as quickly as you once had. Your intentions are still yours. You have complete control of those faculties, but you notice the delay. And yeah, you'll sleep. But there's something about the way that the moon hits your body that leaves you uncomfortable and longing to hide.
He'll probably, because he's got a sleeping rule, like he'll tuck himself as much as he can inside of it, almost like a child when they don't like, the closet. Like they think there's a monster in the closet. Like he's trying to tuck himself in the blankets of his bedroll.
Sure. Sure. So we have Aiden taking sky charts. We have Aaron taking first watch. We have Rowan walking away. So Sora is getting her first bit of sleep before watch. And then we see Rowan retiring to the fetal position as much as he possibly can. Hiding away. Maybe it's just a particularly cold night, Aaron. How long will Aiden stay up jotting notes, recording information before he tosses it in the fire? Is this like a 5-minute ordeal?
Yeah, it's mainly it's just a quick jot. I mean, at most 5-10 minutes at most. And as he tears the strip out of this particular journal, he looks over at Aaron and he goes, well, thanks for staying up. As you can see, remember, I put the kettle on. The water's hot. I've got coffee, and I've got 2 types of tea. Would you care for anything before I devolve into my nightly prayers?
I'll take a cup of tea, thank you.
Aiden pulls out 2 tin cups, drops some leaves or chamomile into his. I'm assuming the same for Aaron, since otherwise I don't think we want to be caffeinated too badly at night. And he'll pour it, offer Aaron a cup, and then he will sit cross-legged on the other side of the fire, contemplate his cup of tea, and toss a strip in the fire, watch the cinders of the paper fly into the sky, and it's just a sit commune of sky, fire, contemplating his tea. It just kind of his nightly ritual.
Got it. And this will happen for probably 15 to 20 minutes. It doesn't take long for the tea to brew very hot. You mix in the chamomile and you share it off. You stew in the decisions that you've made. You think of the magic that is before you. You remind yourself of the goals that you're still pursuing despite the road you are currently on. You find yourself swiftly falling away to the night. The breeze is rather nice. Rowan, you didn't sneak away. There's nothing nefarious in the nature of what it is that you're doing. You wanted to perimeter check. But you didn't want to do it close. You skulk away in such a way that disguises some of your intentions, not enough to raise an alarm. How far will you go?
I don't know. He'd probably go at least 30 feet, like far enough there he thinks like he wouldn't be seen with even with the campfire light.
Okay. And did you want to describe what this looks like for the viewer, for the watcher?
I mean, once he seems like he's far away, he would change slightly. His face, his skin would grow pale. His eyes would become completely black. And then he would just peer around while he's patrolling, see if there's anything he can notice in the dark that maybe the others can't see.
It's almost as if the whites of the eyes just disappear. It's like the eyes of a shark that has dove too deep, as its sight reaches for any egress in light to define images around. You're peering in a vision that normal humans cannot, more so than even most creatures. You're looking for the faintest of detail. Give me a survival. You can tell that animals have passed through here, not even that long ago. Nothing that looks predatorial. See broken lower limbs, maybe some droppings here and there, but nothing that looks horrific, nothing that strikes you as a predator. You get no scent of prey that have been downed, of no carrion that still lie afoot. Feels like a break. How long will you be gone?
Long enough to just walk the perimeter and like note where everybody is, like who's sleeping where are the like paths to go in case something happens.
Got it.
Maybe maximum 20 minutes.
Okay. Then I ask this question to Christy. How long do you think before Susora is asleep?
It's probably less than an hour. If she hears Aiden walking around, not Aiden, if she hears Rowan walking around, she probably will be a little more cautious about it. But somewhere between 30 minutes and an hour is
Do you
Susora.
do you cover do you cover yourself up with your bedroll entirely? Do you kind of like roll away, allowing your hair to disguise much of the rest of your person?
Can I hear Aiden walking around
That depends.
while I'm there?
I wouldn't be skulking. I'm just patrolling.
Okay.
So
Sure, give me a perception, please. It's not difficult. Yeah, you'll overhear him. You aren't certain that it's him at first, but at quick glance, you can see pretty clearly that it's him. He seems to be keeping his eyes to the forest floor. You're not certain that he is seeking anything in particular, but you are not unfamiliar with an individual who is scouting.
I don't think she'll be that... Like, she's not gonna, like, be that crazy about it. She'll probably turn her head away from the direction she hears Rowan.
Okay.
But she's probably already wrapped in the bedroll anyway, so
Got it.
most of her is already covered.
Okay. Sounds
And
good.
if I saw her on the patrol, like it's a woman, I'm not gonna impede
Of course.
upon her privacy.
Of course. I think that begs the question. Do you think that Rowan is a prude?
Oh, me?
Yeah. Does Rowan have a naturally like prudish nature?
I don't think so. But it's just a more matter of like personal respect. Like that's a woman, you know.
It's like a
She's going to
decency
sleep.
thing. Sure.
It's a decency thing, not a
Got it.
ooh, it's a woman, I have to stay away.
Yeah. No, I got you. Okay. I just like understanding
Yeah.
more of the way that the character functions.
Gotcha.
You cycle the perimeter. It takes 20 minutes, maybe 25 at absolute most. And as you come back in, you can see that Aiden has fallen asleep. It looks as if we see Carter also asleep. And Aaron is staying seated. He's sitting nearest the fire. His attention has not quite waned, but it seems to be sort of focused. He's a figure of solitude to a degree. It's a matter of an object staying in motion until impeded. And he remains that way. Aaron, you are alert when he walks back into camp, and he seems to quickly make his way to... where do you stay, actually?
I would go in the tent with Dieter.
Okay, so you just kind of like pull the bedroll over so that he's got like the right side of the tent, and you're on like the left side then.
Yeah.
Okay,
I would probably go ahead.
I didn't think that you were gonna just spoon the child. That
I was gonna throw him out. He has to survive outside now.
yeah. Got it. Okay.
Wake up, Dieter.
You
take
got
the first
2
watch.
hours, Dieter. So, on the way
I'd
to the when you re-enter and on the way to the tent, Aaron doesn't quite stop you, but kind of speaks up. It's pretty impressive. Thank you for taking a quick look around the camp. Now, I'd have a hard time seeing out there myself without a torch.
Well, I've survived outside for quite a while, so you get used to those things even without having a torch. But, you know, I don't know any of you. I have to make sure I'm safe, so I'm going to take a patrol.
Aaron, maybe it's the night. You know, it's the darkness, the way that silhouettes hit the face. Maybe it's the fire. You've been sitting in front of it for such a time now that it changes the way that you perceive things. You know, when heat begins to rise off and sort of distorts your vision. But as you're thanking him from across the fire, you swear that it's Rowan. But man, he just looks a little different right now. It's not that his features have changed drastically, but his eyes are quite a bit darker. Everything else looks the same. But it was only a quick, furtive glance cast your way. He's used to it. He's had to do things like this before. He quickly retires to the tent. And you're left with silence. You know, it's been a long day.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't waking up understanding or even expecting the journey that was unfolding before you. You had no idea that you were going to volunteer to aid another. Not like this. You didn't know you were going to volunteer to be the first watch in, well, whatever this is. And the gods, that's... Okay, people pray to gods, but that's not something you've ever put a lot of stock in. Now, St. Cuthbert, you think that they've got a good thing going there, but it may be less about the gods, it may be more about just the general teachings. It makes sense. People helping people, it makes sense. It's been a long day. You untether just the side of your armor, just to leave yourself enough breathing room. You sit with your toes outstretched next to the fire. The breeze is really nice. And there's something about a warm chamomile tea that just hits. You find yourself starting to nod. And normally you wouldn't. Not in the company of the men, of the guard, or of the captain. But you're not ever outside of Cauldron like this either. I need a fortitude save from you, please.
Okay. Thought that might be coming.
Aiden poisoned him. Oh, that's good.
19.
Nice. You feel the nodding come along, and your eyes go wide, realizing what could happen. You sort of instinctively stand up. You just rush to a standing position. Your eyes go wide, realizing that you were starting to nod off. That makes for a poor watch, Aaron. What were to happen if someone were to sneak into camp right now?
Aaron doesn't do a poor watch.
What do you do? Do you pour yourself another cup of chamomile?
No. Aaron will take out his longsword and he'll do practice swings with it. Not
Oh, boy.
not fast, hard swings, but practiced slow swings meant to practice his stance.
Of course.
Something meditative, something with purpose.
Something meditative and something with purpose. My man literally jolts awake and decides that he's going to be Link.
Smashing random pots
Yep.
in the forest.
Yeah.
Everyone wakes. Hat, 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 hat.
Listen.
You assume the stance. You practice the rotations, the flourish, the things that have come second nature to you up to this point. It's fine. But even then, amidst it all, you still find yourself sort of losing focus. Not enough. But you're not certain that you're going to make your entire run. Knowing that, what do you do?
Aaron will go have a cup of coffee if it's still out.
Yeah, I didn't put the supplies away, and there's still a pot of hot water still heating beside the fire.
Okay, that implies quite a few things. So after a while, your hot pot of water still sitting on the fire would eventually begin running into the fire. I'm willing to backpedal a little bit and let you figure out how to handle that. But that's probably not something that would happen. What did that look like? Would you have removed the kettle? Would you put it back on? Like that? This isn't your stuff. It's not yours, and he's asleep. Do you think like maybe he wouldn't mind? He left it out. Like if it's there.
Is it a goddamn whistling kettle that you left on the fire?
So did Aiden give express permission for me to use it?
It seemed to be implied that he left it there. He left the stuff out just because he offered you hospitality. Hospitality doesn't end when he crawls into his bedroll.
Now, I ask these questions not to seem like it is unnecessary, right? Like it might seem silly, but right now it's important because I have to understand, as well as everyone else has to understand, how your character thinks. In 10 sessions, I'm not going to ask you what you do when you're sleepy. Because, one, I don't need to know if you get happy-fappy out in the woods. Or if you just go take a nappy, right? You just do what you do. But right now, we have to see what it's like in these moments. So, with the implied nature, right, that you are inevitably going to start brewing this coffee. I need perception check, please, from everyone.
From everyone. Well, have fun with your minus 10s to 20s, people. I
Rowan.
will re-roll that.
You wake up to the smell of coffee. It is a very particular and lurid scent, something that hangs intensely. And some of your senses are a bit more heightened than the average bear. So coffee, even then, is quite strong. How would you respond to that? What do you think that would look like for you? You're going to awake to this strong odor of black coffee being brewed.
I don't think he would do anything in particular, but he probably would stay awake, because if somebody's brewing coffee, then maybe the person on watch is falling asleep. So then that's going to put him on alert to not go back to bed.
Got it. Okay.
And stay up a little bit. Probably until he hears the change in shift, then he might try and sleep again.
Who had second shift?
That was Carter.
Oh my god, he's definitely staying awake then.
Perfect. Then, Ivy, you brew the coffee. You begin to ingest it just as you start to realize that your watch is quickly coming to an end. Carter's not far. Do you kick him? Do you startle him? Do you shake? Maybe do you make him coffee? What does this look like?
So, Aaron is a judge of character. He judges people. It's what he does for a living. And
It's very
with
mean
a group
girls
of
around.
strangers, Aaron's a mean girl. Aaron doesn't know if he trusts someone's of Carter's personality and general naivety towards the world that he's at least displayed so far to take up watch.
Okay. So that's the internal monologue of Aaron. How does it manifest physically in this moment?
Aaron will probably go to the tent with Rowan in it.
Okay, a third man enters the tent. None leave.
Aaron flies back into the campfire.
No, he won't go inside the tent. He'll kind of just flap the door a little, see if there's a response.
He knocks.
I knock on the tent.
Housekeeping.
You want me fluff pillow?
You'll just hear a curt yeah from the tent.
I know you didn't volunteer for it, but I think it would be of better sound mind for both of us if you took second watch.
Rowan would probably respond, I'm worried about the boy.
I understand. I'd be willing to take a second watch.
You smell the coffee much more poignantly at this point. With the flap open on the tent, that's a fresh pot.
Mm-hmm.
Did Aaron set up a tent?
Aaron did not. He set up a bedroll.
Then Rowan would probably come out of the tent and say, just stay with the boy. And then sit by the
Understood.
fire.
I love that concept. Everybody knows that the bedroll is not like a sleeping bag, right? That it's
Yeah,
just
I know,
a really
no.
thin pillow.
Yeah, it's a mat.
Yeah.
No,
It's like a
he has a
tatami mat,
blanket. He has a blanket and a bedroll.
Okay.
It's not just a bedroll.
It's like you guys are rolling out your pearl mattresses, your purple mattress here and there. It's like, yeah, no, it's a memory foam. I'm good.
Yeah, I got this ship from Casper just today.
Yeah.
Am
No,
I the
it's-
only one with the tent?
You might be.
Oh my god, these fucking people.
I just had my unseen servant inflate my air mattress for me. All right.
Well, you're worshiping the stars, so that's whatever. And Carter's a airhead, so that's another whatever. But
It's just the concept of I set up my sleeping bedroll. Really, you just throw it down and it rolls out
Roll
right
it
there.
out. Yep.
I'm sleeping there.
a little bit higher than the dirt.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, it's
he
like
would
the
have
equivalent of a yoga mat. Yeah.
Yeah, he didn't bring a tent on this because it's only a 3-day journey.
It's only a 3-hour tour, guys. It'll be fine.
It's only a 3-hour quick
Gilligan.
adventure in and out.
Yeah. If you
no, but-
only knew.
He's look. Aaron slept in worse conditions.
Got it. Okay. Do you pass the cup of coffee off to him? Do you take it into the tent?
I wouldn't take it into the tent because it'd be rude to spill coffee in somebody else's tent.
Oh, you just walk in someone's house like, oh, nice house, and just start throwing it.
There
That's
are people
terrible.
like that.
Yeah, no, he'll probably set the cup of coffee on a stone or on a flat piece of ground by the fire and head into the tent
Okay.
to keep watch on the boy.
Got it. Got it. You set it up on a stone or on some dried bark, and then you move in and just kind of lay down. There's not really a lot of sitting room when there are two people. These are one-man tents. It's not exactly like a Geiger custom liner for like a 12-man crew. It's quite literally, it's 2 sticks, a piece of string, and bam, you're set up.
Harp, yeah, that's it.
Hell yeah.
It's just to stop the rain from really ruining your night. So you go in, you lay down, you take the same spot. It's not cold. You'd be hard-pressed to declare it as warm. And we see Rowan. You step out. Sleep is not something you've had a lot of. You're not exactly exhausted, but a part of you agrees that it might be beneficial to not let Carter keep watch. You don't know what part it is. Maybe it's a survival instinct. But you man yourself for the position. Unless otherwise noted, all I'm going to need from you is a fortitude save.
Carter still gets up. He said he would.
I love the concept that you literally sit up just like the Undertaker. Just like, boom.
Does he have an alarm? Like, how does he know to wake up?
Yeah, how does he know when to get up?
It's internal, man. This guy's wild. He's built different.
He's just built different. That's just the DM saying right now that he's built different.
You
It's
roll
just
that.
Keep
a little
note
better.
of how many luck rerolls you guys have used.
Yep. I used 1.
Also, like how you say I wake up like that one time you saw him. I feel like that's just gonna forever stick in your head, bub.
Yes. You find yourself across the fire, and you are in a similar position to what we were seeing with the young Aaron. The heat of the fire, the night's cool breeze, the lack of sleep that is oftentimes necessary despite all things, and you begin to nod. But you stoke the flames within yourself, and you readjust. You stay awake. You're not but maybe half an hour into your watch, as you see the bedroll and blanket stiffen where Carter was lying. There was no noise. There's no sound. Does Carter even stretch? Or does he just immediately, like a 4-year-old, stand up and start walking?
I imagine, especially if he's feeling uncomfortable in the dark, you see him actually, like, even though he's not going to be up for the whole night, he's putting his armor back on. He's basically re-kitting himself and then goes to find a spot until he notices Rowan sitting by the fire.
And Carter, you notice that Rowan is there and that Aaron is not.
Did I oversleep?
I'm not sure. I don't really pay attention to time. But Aaron came and got me, so I took over.
Okay, it must have been a long day for him. I don't really know what guarding entails. Maybe he's tired.
You process that, Rowan, not really knowing what guarding entails, as he offered to take second watch, which is sort of like guarding light. And a large part of you is happy you took that request from Aaron.
I would probably like, after I heard that, I'd be like, do you know what keeping watch is?
Oh yeah, in the caravan, like if something was coming up towards them, they would like start shouting, and then there'd be like things out in the dark, and I would make, oh, here, I do this. And he'd hold up his mace and he would cast light on it, and then kind of wave it towards like the edges of the campsite.
So you're swinging your mace around the campsite.
There is
He's trying to swing it to shine the light away from the campsite.
there is a blast of heavenly like light that pours over his mace that quickly becomes like torchlight. It emits a bright light at a range of 30 feet, and it dampens quickly at 15 there and beyond. And it's bright. Paired with a fire, it's like a small amount of day. Or like halogen lights, I think.
So you do know what a watch is. That's pretty good.
What do you say when you say you cast light and I start to like I say things and I yell? Like what do you think Carter would say in that moment?
Honestly, he probably says what he heard the people say when they were explaining it to him. So he is like, "Go on, get, go on."
All right.
I love that.
Carter, you
So
sure you haven't
does-
worked on a farm?
So does Aaron hear this?
I think Aaron hears this. Yeah, there is a strong chance that when he's expressed, like, play this in your heads for a moment, guys.
Yeah.
You're like, do you know what watch is? And he's like, yes, I do. I raise my mace, I cast light upon it, and I go, go on, get like that is an absurd notion. Hilarious, but you think it could be effective if he's loud enough?
Sometimes I try shouting differently, but I don't think I should do that. People always look at me strange.
Well, not at least when there's nothing to shout at. Let's give the people a little rest, so they don't
True.
wake up.
I hate feeling the mist sunrise.
Yeah, I'm not sleepy anyway, so I'll stay up with you for a little while.
Okay.
I like to think that there's a small part of Rowan at this point that has mild fear lurking in the back of his person, and every time he looks at Carter, the thought of sleep quickly deflates from him as he huffs what remains of the coffee kettle. Just, I'm good now.
He just like every time he thinks of Carter, we're taking watch, he just wakes up again. He's like, nope.
Perfect.
Where's the rope to tie him to the tree so he doesn't wander off chasing a lightning bug?
It's the sun. It calls to me.
It's right. It's a Paylor. It's a sign.
I love that. I love it. It's perfect, and it's starting to build a very interesting friendship, or at least an understanding of how a friendship could even begin. We're going to see some time pass. With the continued conversation between the two of you, I'm not going to make you make any additional fortitude saves. Do you approach Silsora for her watch?
Since I know where she is, I probably would.
Okay.
Like, and I would tell Carter, don't go away from the fire. I'm going to go check on Silsora.
Okay.
And I'd walk, I'd not loudly, but enough, like, so she hears me coming.
Silsora, give me
Crunch.
perception.
Crunch twigs, things like that.
She does not awaken.
Then he would probably try ringing the bell he has around his neck and see if she hears that.
Give me a new perception.
Even worse.
All you hear is
Oh my god.
the hellish noises of Silsora snoring just burn so many luck rerolls. You do not wake up.
Oh my god.
Now we know why Christy bought so many luck rerolls.
Fucking keeping that one extra one. God, this roll does not want to be higher than a 10. It doesn't want. The game is spoken.
You have to bear in mind, when you are asleep, your perception checks come at a -10.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine. The game is spoken that it wants this roll to be low for a reason.
Correct. So your second perception was a -4, which is impressive.
Really good.
Yeah.
I definitely will hear everything.
And he'd probably get close enough, and then like, if he can see where her feet are, like shake her feet.
Okay. Do you use your feet, like you kind of like press into her foot with your boot to try to jar her?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just
Give me a
in
new
case she
perception.
reacts.
This is it's easier when someone is physically touching you and trying to jar your person.
There we go. Oh my God, Bub! Don't do this. Okay.
You need it. She's gone. She's just gone.
Son of a bitch, man.
Not waking
She's
up.
she has you've just gently like, hey sleepy, hey.
Well, there goes my luck reroll for the session.
Literally kicked her foot. She
One
didn't
go.
wake up. Fucking.
One go.
I guess Rowan's going back to the campfire.
I thought you were going to say that. Okay. A few moments pass. You thought you heard a bell, Carter, but after 20 or so seconds, Silsora never appears. Rowan reappears.
She's out like a light. She's not waking up.
You think I should shine the mace at her?
Maybe. I mean, it was really bright. You're welcome to try. And can you see where she is? Can you see in the dark?
I can see in the dark, but she actually kind of blurred out for me when she got far enough away.
Well, Rowan would direct Carter where she is. You're welcome to try. If
see-
not, I'll just stay awake and you can go back to sleep.
You see a small copse of trees that have been nestled very tightly together. It looks like they were ferned all at the same time and then grew up very taut and tall in this tight knit of three, like almost three claws erect from the earth. Do you hit her with go on get?
Well, he swings the mace around.
First he's gonna be like, "Hey, wake up, Lasora."
You find her lying there. It looks very strange. It's almost like someone... Picture the concept of someone that has tried to disguise their body as laying in a place, where they kind of move the pillows in a spot. But her whole person is covered. The whole thing. So it looks roughly human-shaped, or at least in this case, dwarven-shaped. You think she's a dwarf by her build? There is no response.
He shrugs to himself, holds his morning star over her, and will cast light on it.
Okay. Do you dare yank back the blanket?
Carter
Not yet.
actually might.
Not yet.
Okay. You cast light upon your weapon. Farm, as Rowan, you would see this eruption of light from either side, creating this sort of silhouette of shadow before it meets the middle mark of the fire. And you're certain that he's cast a spell. So, Sora, I need a perception. I don't know how. I set your negative at -2. You have to get 10. It's impressive.
I have a +5. These rolls are killing me.
You cast the light. And for a moment, there's a jar. There's like a twitch under the blanket. You're certain that she's there now. But still, she does not wake. You can hear the heavy breathing beneath the blanket.
So Sora. then he shouts, "Wake up!" But he doesn't shout it in common.
What do you shout it in?
He shouts it in the other language that he knows, the one that seems to jar people.
You're gonna have to remind me. Are you speaking in tongues? Are you instead of Solsora? Like,
I imagine it almost sounds like when he speaks this language, it sounds almost like bells and chimes. But in this case, it sounds like a loud gong as he just erupts with this. Or Solsora.
Solsora, go ahead and give me a perception. You need to break 10. I'm gonna give you a circumstantial bonus of 4.
Now she gets a 25.
Nat 20. Let's get
Nat 20.
Nat 20 to hear the gong.
Boom.
Excellent. With your circumstantial bonus of 4, you have rolled a 29. Well done. You are super awake. You are
It
so
sounds
awake.
like Cauldron. She's already gone now.
I need from you a will save. Just to see if you keep your composure. You panic.
Great.
You panic. You're good. You keep your composure, but it's daylight. And you just heard
Solsora
a
would have
gong.
panicked anyway. Solsora would have panicked anyway because if somebody's waking, if she's hearing a gong, like something's fucked already, and she probably by default is not the most unpanicked sleeper because she sleeps basically anywhere people won't look, so she's always afraid someone's gonna find her.
That was the fastest 8 hours of your life. Or in this case, it probably should have been closer to 5. You're not sure if it's your watch or not, but you were never woke up. It is daylight. You still hear the fire flicker, and something that sounds like the melody of metal crashing upon metal is ringing out around you.
She'll at least slam her helmet on because whatever that is really close to her and she doesn't know who it is.
Interesting. You see these arms outstretch abruptly from the blanket, straight up, grab her helmet, and pull it on. Can I get a perception from you, Jackson?
30.
75.
Yeah.
Very good. She is wearing what some would consider like pajamas of sorts, right? Because she's just out in the wild. You wear undergarments to kind of keep yourself awake, or at least warm and decent. But what is jarring for you, what you aren't, or what you are more surprised to see, is that her hands are like charcoal gray, like ash.
Huh. I heard dwarves work in forges. Is there soot on your hands?
Solsora will take the great lie that has been given to her by Carter and absolutely commit immediately. Absolutely.
As the
While she
blanket
tries to find
begins
her
to
gloves.
pull back, she starts pulling up the coif and the chain to reattach over the helmet so that all you can see again is her eyes. And she leans into it. Yes. Yeah, of course. Of course it was. She finds her gloves. So, sorry, you realize it's not morning.
Different kind of morning star.
Kind of give a couple really big blinks, like she's attempting to figure out what just happened. Do you did it also just turn to night for you, or has it always been night? Because I thought it was morning, and it's clearly not morning.
Well, Rowan tried to wake you up and said that he couldn't, so I tried shining the light of my mace over you, and you still didn't wake up. So then I tried shouting, and then I kept shouting, and then I tried using my special shout to wake you up.
And that was the gong, I would assume?
Sure. If that's what a gong sounds like.
So Sora will stand up the rest of the way and walk back with Carter towards the fire.
I imagine at this point, we have at least seen Aaron probably pass out. Dieter has been gone the entire time. Aiden is none the wiser to the events around him. Rowan, you see after a few moments, and a very bizarre sound of metal, not quite shearing, but like it was struck. Almost like a hammer on a shield. You find it very odd, but they return. So Sora is still festooning various parts of her armor, tying down straps here and there.
When they return, you probably be like, was that sound you guys?
That was me.
He says with the utmost of confidence.
If you're referring to the metal, that was indeed him.
What did you hit your mace with that it made that sound?
I didn't hit my mace on anything. Sometimes I can jest and he'll switch to the other language. And to you guys, it sounds like, in this case, he's just speaking normally and not shouting. So it sounds like almost wind chimes and bells.
You hear this bizarre, almost windwork percussion that rings out in the foil of layers of almost music. There's some melody to it, like a cadence that you can pick up, and a part of you seems to understand, but you can't quite make out the greater details. You just find yourself nodding along. You don't know what that means, and you find it incredibly odd.
Rowan would probably just shake his head and good luck with him, Solsora. And then walk over to Aaron's bedroll, because Aaron's in his tent, and just lay down on Aaron's bedroll outside.
Nice. Then it's you two.
Do you want company for a bit? Rowan was nice and kept me some company for a bit.
You're welcome to stay. It is up to you, though.
I can't stay up too late. I'll sleep in during the sunrise.
There's a pause. So Sora sits. Watch is easy. Unless something intervenes, you don't have a lot to do. You just sit. Enjoy the silence. How long before we see the retiring of Carter?
You know what? He'll probably finally read that letter he was given. And then after that, he will go to sleep.
What do you make of this letter?
I have no idea. They said it was mine, so I guess it is.
Who gave you this letter?
The guards at the gate, when I came to the city, they said that I was allowed to go inside. I didn't have to pay, which is real nice because money's tight, and gave me a letter.
When you begin to draw forth this document, not really sure what it is, you sort of break the seal upon it, and you saw many of the other people that were entering into the gates of Cauldron. They didn't have anything like this, nothing quite as fancy. But when you glance down, this is rite of passage. It is a document that affords you not only rite of passage, but marks you as a welcomed citizen and temporary noble of Cauldron. Consider it like a noble guest pass. And it grants you a fast pass through the gates. You just show them your sweet wristband, and they let you on the ride before everyone else.
Carter cocks his head to the side while reading it, then goes around the campfire to Sosora's side, holds out to her. What exactly does this mean?
So when Sosora sees this seemed like strange to Sosora, that this random guy can't really see good.
Carter is very strange.
Got a letter. It seems on brand and off brand simultaneously.
Yeah, Carter is very strange. So when you glance at this is basically a notarized document dictating that he has noble's presence, which means a lot of things. He has political sway. He can make demands of other people at his station. It means he never goes hungry. It means that people note when he enters the room. Oftentimes, they'll bow to him because of what he's supposed to be capable of. He doesn't strike you as a noble at all.
I don't know what you did or who you got this from, but this is not a small deal in Cauldron. It's pretty much the opposite, I would say.
I mean, how do you be a no? What happened? So noble. That's the rich people who leave more in the nations when they go to the temple. Although it doesn't seem like they really care that they do.
They're the rich people. That part is true. They're the people that have more sway than the rest of us. More ability to get things done without having to do all the jumping through hoops the rest of us do.
Carter, can you, just for the sake of this moment, can you give me a sense motive?
Sense motive. Yeah, that tracks.
You can't really understand it, but there was something about the way that Silsora just said, like, those people. Like, there was this distaste that lingered, and you don't understand why. It doesn't make a lot of sense. You know what the word noble means. To be noble is good. Paylor is noble. You feel like being recognized as a noble, it means you're a step closer to Paylor.
Yes. So I'm important. Is this like the people that they said Aaron was saying that if like the people put like enough guards in, like, are these the people who would like make the guards go do stuff?
With that paper, you certainly could, and they certainly would.
So I can make them come get rid of the monsters attacking the farm. If we don't.
I don't know that Silsora would like know this for certain.
I don't think you do know that. I think it's...
But
you're not really certain how the bourgeoisie operates.
What the Carter's saying doesn't sound incorrect to her.
Yeah.
She probably doesn't have any better knowledge, but he's not saying anything that surprises her. So she'll just kind of nod. Yeah, you probably could. Maybe. I'm not one of those people, so I wouldn't know.
And Carter, you realize that with that nod, that understanding, the acceptance, you don't necessarily have to go all the way back to Cauldron. Yeah, it is a day away, but there is a guard in your camp right now.
He needs to sleep though, so in the morning, I then give him the order to go deal with the farm.
I knew that was going to happen. Guys, we're gonna take a brief break. Yeah, I know that it's taken us a little while to get through our camping scene, but this was really important to set the stage for the way that these people will continue to have relationships and interactions going forward. So we're going to take a brief break. We'll be gone for maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and when we return, we'll start into our next day. Yeah, we'll be back in just a minute. All right, everybody, welcome back. We are in to win as we return from break. Now, I have made a storyteller's decision, and I am going to assume that the rest of your nights go precisely how you desire it to go. It is easy. Everyone gets exactly the amount of sleep that they feel like they need. Though you may not feel immediately well rested, you cannot go back-to-back nights without getting a full night's rest. Otherwise, you will start to suffer from fatigue. So if you have taken a watch tonight, unless you have access to something like endurance, you will need to take a regular full sleep. It's still hard, though, but it's okay. Everybody gets exactly what they need out of your night. Be it 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hours, you'll get just that. And you are met with the morning's light. And I'm presuming that Carter is the first to startle just before the light.
Carter almost instinctually gets up with the sun as, despite his faulty vision, he still turns his body towards it, and he's gonna hold out both his arms and try and just catch as much sunlight on himself as possible.
Okay. Sounds good. What does it look like to everybody else when you begin to startle awake, and as you're shaking off the dregs of sleep, you step out of your tents, you climb from whatever bedroll you lie upon, and there is Carter in full morning. I don't want to say morning glory. I don't want to set a bizarre scene. I just want you to realize that he is very solaire about things right now.
So Aaron probably also gets up with the sunrise, the early riser. And he gets out, he checks on the boy for a bit. He was probably still sleeping a bit from being just so exhausted. And he leaves the tent and sees this sunflower ass looking mother just standing in the middle of the camp. And he won't even question it. He's gonna go look at the fire, probably tend to it a little bit, make sure it's going to be usable for breakfast at least.
Anybody else?
Rowan would have gotten up when Carter shot up. Because I'm assuming like Aaron's bedroll was not far from the fire.
No.
Then I'm going to assume that everyone finds themselves coming from their resting moments to a waking position. You enjoy breakfast, or whatever breakfast might look like. The one thing you will note is that Carter packed very light. He doesn't eat breakfast. He just continues to soak in the sun. It's like how a dog might lie in a sunroom and just bask. You notice the longer he stands there, the more a smile creeps over his face. And Christy, I think that Silsora would find it the most interesting, because in this moment, there is a very particular kind of radiance. It's the way that the light hits his body. It's strange. It's almost as if he was fashioned in Pelor's image himself. He is radiance. Though you still can't help but think that there's something sinister about him, about that necklace. But in this moment, there is no doubt this is a child of Pelor. He felt that warmth, and now he soaks it in. But you collect your things, you pack up, and you prepare. As you push on. Gathering your things, moving to the wagon, you realize that dawn has quickly found you, and it is unimpressed with your troubles. The sky is a low lid of clouds that seem to pass over, scattered, providing little bits of sunlight, but enough for some of you. And the road unrolls ahead in the color of old bone and wet clay. The birds seem to call from the trees, but they never seem to be very close, and Dieter is quiet. His eyes are shadowed, walking only because no one has offered to carry him. And despite resting the entirety of the night, Dieter wears exhaustion like a rain-soaked coat, heavy on his shoulders and cold against his bones. But he marches on. Is there any conversation?
If Aaron sees Dieter exhausted, kind of just dragging along, he'll probably pick him up.
What do you mean by pick him up?
You guys are like the same size.
Yeah. He's
You're
not
wrong.
He's not like a 4-year-old that you can thrust upon your hip, which would be hilarious, mind you.
It's just not gonna happen for Sora. I don't think this.
Imagine
work,
imagine picking yourself up and putting you on your hip.
He'll probably throw or like hang his backpack over the wagon, and then like kind of piggyback him.
Got it. Okay. All right. Give me a strength.
I think even with his full weight, he's within my still medium carrying capacity.
He weighs about 130 pounds.
130 pounds, so he's just over medium load.
He's okay. So he's not into heavy load.
No.
All right. So you're not going to be moving very quickly, but fast enough. You also realize that there is still the wagon. The only reason that he is yet to climb into the wagon is because of the message and because of the lingering suggestion that we saw from Rowan. Rowan, you can tell that there's something about the way that you speak that he holds on to it. Maybe it's from one field hand to another. Certainly not pure action because he is still several years your junior. But you were forced to grow up hard and fast. And while he was too, it was different. His hands are weathered from more than just field work. It's gentle care. And you've not known the same gentle care that he has. And there's just something about you that he senses in them. So he does defer to you. Occasionally his eyes will sort of trace over to the wagon, but he persists. There's a perseverance that looms over him like a silhouette of something significantly heavier. But he persists. And for a short time, he is quick to take whatever sort of lead that you offer in a piggyback, but he realizes that you guys are roughly the same size. It's awkward. It feels strange. There's a lot of, like, a lack of space between the two of you. He's not ashamed as much as it's just not convenient. He notices before you do that you're starting to fall behind the pull of the wagon. He says, I'm not a little boy anymore. We should probably catch up. And he shakes your arms free to leap down from your back.
Yep.
And there's a bit of a hustle in his step to kind of match up to pace.
All right. Yeah, I'll hustle along with him and kind of lightly pat him on the back, and we'll get going with the rest of the journey.
A few hours will pass. You're making good headway into your day.
Mm-hmm.
You've covered a lot of ground. You'll sleep easy tonight knowing that you will arrive upon the scene of the farm on day 3. You're not met with much in the way of distraction. The passersby are few and far between, and they make no small talk. They just pass by. Despite all things, the cart still has a bit of an odor to it. It's a stink of death.
Mhm.
But after those few hours, you begin to crest a small rise. As it seems to lean upward, you hit your rise, and then the road drops off to the right into a shallow ravine. Can I get a perception, please? Carter with an 18, Aaron with a 10, Rowan with a 17, Sulsora with a 15, and Aiden with an 8. If you rolled 15 or greater, you will notice that there was something down at the bottom of the ravine. Was something once alive. It takes you for a moment to identify what it was, but at the bottom of the ravine lies maybe a mule? Lying on its side in the mud? Ribs open like a butchered fruit. It has a cart that's attached to its rear side. It's half-tipped. Crates spilt. There are significant claw drag marks. They're too big for a bear. Too long for a man. Rake through its flanks along the wooden frame. There are gray hairs, but only identified by Carter. It stands out amidst the box color. You thought it was a wisp or a carry-on of flour, some sort of wilt, but the way that it moves in the wind at the depth of the ravine, it is hair stuck, clinging to the splintered boards.
Guys, that looks really weird.
At least we know we're going the right way.
Rowan would probably ask Dieter if he recognizes that cart, or anybody in the area that might have a cart like that.
He leans over into the ravine and his eyes focus for a moment. Oh, and I know.
Think the people got away? There could be people down there.
How far away are we from it?
It's about 40 feet down, and it's not like a straight drop. The ravine itself is more designed like a bowl. So something occurred that very clearly spooked the mule itself, and it panic bolted right into the ravine. Like a lemming, it dove. At least that's your best guess. But no falling creature like that would have that kind of damage on its torso.
Does Sulsora think that these, like, too large to be human, too weirdly shaped to be animal prints could come from the image of the thing in her head that she drew in Aiden's book?
Give me a survival.
Sure.
And does it seem like that ravine is easy to get in and out of, like if I wanted to go down to the cart?
It would be difficult. You would need to rope off. I'm going to guess you guys don't have access to pittons. Unless you do. Does anyone have access to pittons?
No, just rope.
You could, theoretically, tie off to the wagon and then lower yourself. It won't be a very difficult climb, but there will be challenge involved. And Sulsora, yeah, it could be. It certainly could be. Maybe it was that large beast.
You're not gonna pay any mind then, like, thing looks damaged, could be similar enough. To her it fits, because it doesn't fit anything else that she can immediately come up with, even if it doesn't perfectly match.
Well, even with a 5, you're aware that it's not wolves. It's not cats.
Yeah, it's by virtue of everything that it's not that Solsora thinks it is, rather than it being perfectly matched up.
Yeah. Does anybody else want to make a survival on this? Does anybody want to make any checks at all?
Yeah, I'll make a survival check to see how
Sure.
similar it is.
Okay.
Aiden just looks at the others funny, wondering why the hell they keep staring in this ravine.
Carter, what is your question in pertains to survival? What exactly would you like to ask?
I'd like to know, you described it as hair, like it's not like really like it's longer than like what I'd expect from like fur from like most like animals that would be out in this area.
Yeah, I think it's safe to assume that it's probably going to be a bit longer, maybe even what you might describe as shaggy.
Longer, shaggier. Yeah. I mean, I didn't see what you saw, but like that hair is really long. Like I think it'd go on something big. Ogre gorilla thing? Makes sense. I still want to go down and make sure that no one fell in there with the cart.
Carter, give me a perception, please. Or not Carter, excuse me. Aiden, give me a perception, please.
Nope.
You're looking down in this ravine and it's just a big void down there. Like you're like, yeah, there's something, but you can't quite make it out. It's the age, you know?
Do I see that, like if I'm not focused on this card anymore, do I see Aiden just like struggling to figure out what the heck's going on? He's looking at us weird.
You see like the
I-
eyes are squinting. He's like, what the?
What is that like a gray? Yeah, it looks kind of like a weathered box, maybe. I don't know. I mean, hey, crates fall off the road all the time. What are you guys looking at?
Mare, horse, at bottom of ravine, and it's its stomach is torn open. There's a crates that have fallen off of a cart. Big prints in the ground. Like Zora will give anything she has noticed. She will give Aiden. So
Y'all
knows
got
it's there even if he can't see it.
y'all got a hell of imagination. I mean, I guess it's because you guys were up and banging around all last night. Maybe you should have gotten a full night's sleep and you wouldn't be hallucinating.
At that, Sora will no longer be getting any more information, and she's looking back down in the void. She's if Aiden's not believed her the first time, it's not happening. So she's like, "No, all right, I tried."
I walk up to Aiden. I go, excuse me, do you mind? And he'll hold up like both his hands to him.
Do I mind what? What do you need?
Here, let me just, and he'll grab his head and turn it towards what we're all looking at. That.
At least you asked permission first, I guess. Aiden looks a little bit uncomfortable, but yeah. Shall I assume that I can see it now since you pointed my head in the right direction?
I think it's fair that you would see it. Ivy, your survival netted a 13.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of question did you want to ask on this?
How long does it look like it's been there?
Oh, you can tell it's been a few days.
It's been a few days.
Yeah, you can tell by some of the blood. The blood itself is dried, right? This isn't a fresh kill. It's dried across the stones. It doesn't look like it's begun to rot too terribly. So it's maybe I would say probably closer to 36 hours. Not that it takes creatures very long to find these and begin to dine upon it, right? Carrion creatures will find it almost immediately, but for some reason they have left it alone. That is uncommon for the wilds. Survivors will survive under any capacity.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a little weird, and it's also weird. Can I make a perception to see if I see any like people-shaped objects down there?
What do you mean by people-shaped do you mean people shapes?
People.
Or
Yeah,
objects
people.
shaped like people? Like you looking for a doll?
No, I'm looking
Gingerbread
specifically
man.
for like body parts, or
Got it. Okay, you're looking for okay.
I'm looking for people shapes.
Sure, give me perception, please. You see no people shapes.
Ah, damn, they're all out of stock.
They ran out. That is correct.
Well, I don't have any rope, so I mean,
I got rope.
I have rope as well, but it's going to be hard going down and coming back out. Unless
Aaron
there's something you
will-
need. I don't think it's worth it.
Aaron will make a little note in his notebook about this cart, because it's weird. It sticks out to him that so either the people died with their cart, or this cart, this mule or horse or whatever got spooked, ran off, and then they didn't make a report about it, or nobody came through Cauldron or otherwise. Now, I could have just missed it, but like, hey, usually I would think we'd be interested if there was a danger to the roads, more than usual, at least.
You do just that. Does anybody say anything to that?
No, after he wrote a ticket to Rowan for the carcass, I assume he's doing something that's guard related. So I'm like, sure. He's probably making a note to go figure it out. It
Okay.
doesn't
Right.
strike Susora as odd at all.
Writing a ticket
So-
again.
yeah. So, what is the fine for parking your cart in a ravine?
Well, they're clearly in a fire lane right now, so.
We gotta
Two
get
more
one joke
pieces.
that doesn't make sense every episode.
Every
That's
episode,
our-
yeah.
That's our quota.
It's like the $5 word. God.
If you think you're the first jokester, step in line.
Oh my
I mean, we
God.
already had the $5 word. Jim already did it, so
Would everybody be like separated? Like if people went to the ravine to look at the cart, like would Dieter have stayed with the cart, or would he have went?
I mean, he would probably like he's not going to venture to go down. He's not very confident in himself right now.
So Rowan would probably pull him aside and ask about like, have you or your family ever woken up and had strange blood around your bed or where you sleep?
No,
No, never.
not that I can
On your-
think of.
On your hands, maybe.
No, I did today.
So that was a new thing. Okay.
I mean, to be honest, I wouldn't remember much of it anyway. I hadn't been sleeping great, and with Dad, the way that he's been, it's not been easy. I've had to pull double duties, especially since the other field hands have left.
Has your dad ever talked about a debt that maybe he owes or the family owes?
No, I don't think he has. We're not unfamiliar with owing people, but we made sure to pay our debts.
Probably just nod along and then give him a pat on the back and push the cart down to where everybody is then.
Are you going to go down there?
In the ravine, no. But I think we have to walk along that way, follow the road.
Would it be okay if I tried to go down there?
If you think you can get back up.
I don't know if I can. If you have rope, I can try to climb. I don't have any food to bring back to my brothers and sisters. Brothers and sister.
Is there, like, since we had the perceptions, does it look like there's anything to tie a rope off to lower it down or no?
Not particularly, unless you had 2 to full lengths of rope. Mostly because you would need to anchor it to a tree. Like it's just far enough away into the ravine that you would have to go probably 2 full lengths of rope in order to get it that far.
Then I would probably tell him I'll help him, and I'll tie the rope to myself and let him climb down it. You said he's 130 pounds.
Yeah, he doesn't have a backpack.
I have more weight than him, so
Yeah.
Hey, if Aiden sees this, you're planning to go down.
Aiden wouldn't see it, at least until it was already to the point that he's beginning his descent.
you're
Is that
blind
for
as
everybody
hell.
as well,
You're
too?
blind as hell.
I mean, he deliberately has stated that he was waiting, right? Like you guys walked, and he was like, with them in front, I'm going to talk to him. Like he was having this conversation with Dieter, sort of off to the side. So
Yeah.
by the time it's to that point, you ask, like, are you intending to go down? Like they're both tied off. They're not going to play jump rope.
Now, instead of belaying to you, take the cart, turn it sideways to the angle of the thing, tie the cart off to the wheel, or tie the rope off to the wheel of the cart as a solid anchor. We can even chalk the wheels on it, and then you'll have something, close where you can, that won't roll, and you'll be able to brace against to pull up and down. How's that sound?
Rowan will look at Aiden, and then look at Dieter halfway down the thing, and then look back at Aiden, and then just keep looking, making sure Dieter's rappelling properly. He's already down. He's already
If
Fine,
Sora sees
fine.
this, she's gonna offer her rope in case they need more rope than whatever he's currently got. She's just gonna like pull it out and have it for Rowan if it looks like Rowan needs it.
Sure. So if you want, you know it's going to take at least 2 lengths of rope. So do you have 2 lengths, Farm?
Oh, I thought you said 2 lengths to tie it off to a tree. I thought 1 length would be enough to lower him.
No, it's about 40 to 45 feet down, and you're going to
Okay.
require about 5 each way. So you'll be absolutely taut by the time he reaches the bottom of it.
Okay, then I would probably borrow her rope because I only have 1 length of rope.
Okay, then there's a strong chance that in his descent, you would realize that it's beginning to grow more and more taut. Like it's going to run the full length of this. So you can theoretically start tying it off to the wagon, but Dieter's not necessarily gonna wait. He doesn't have a means to wait, and he's already tired. And
I wouldn't.
he's just gonna go. So I'm gonna go ahead and give him a climb check. We got to see what's gonna happen here. He's not incapable, but he is still tired. Ooh, rolled off a 1.
Nice.
He's making short work of it, right? And because of this, his climb speed is 15, so he's going to have to make 2 more saves. He makes real light work of this as you start to kind of like let him rappel down, right? From the length of your arms, he begins to rappel down into this ravine. It's not particularly difficult at first because it sort of like leans out, but then it takes a very staunch pull downward into the bowl itself, like sort of like a half pipe. So I'm going to afford him his second roll. Oh boy. Okay. He stops about 5 feet into his second climb. So think about 20 feet down, and you hear him holler up, It's a bit harder. From here it gets really steep. Are you holding on?
I'm holding on. Do you want to come back up, or are you okay to go down further?
I'll try further.
If Sora like hears this, can she like attempt to help brace Rowan?
How would you like
in
to do
some
that?
way? Great question. She's just gonna like I don't know. She wants to like offer her like arm maybe to Rowan, maybe afford him holding on to him.
Okay. So do you like you
If he
you
asks
brace
to, like,
brace his
brace.
body then?
What
Yeah.
if we
That's
just
also
use
Sora's
a-
gonna. Well, she's not gonna be able to like reach like that high, so it's probably gonna be like probably like in his like mid back, I would guess, is where Sora would try to reach.
what if we use a 3rd length of rope? Could we tie it off to something solid?
Well,
You
it's
can
more
already do
him-
that with 2.
Yeah,
it's
2.
more him surviving, like the
Yeah, no,
His
it's
own
just
strength.
already tied off to Rowan.
As you kind of watch as he continues his descent. You feel the bracing arms of Solsora kind of grasp onto your side just to sort of help. It's not some loving embrace. It's enough to really anchor you. It makes you feel a bit more comfortable, all things considered.
Just want to keep the boy down and back.
Okay, I'm gonna try again.
Nice.
He makes the full length of a second climb.
You believed in yourself, Dieter. You
He's a bit
believed.
further away this time. I'm not far now. Last climb check. That's a 50-50. Even or odd in his favor. I will say that it's going to be odd. It's odd.
Hell yeah.
You feel the rope go tight for a moment. You go, ah! It's fine. I'm fine. You hear the sounds of stones sort of tumbling for a moment as the rope quickly moves about 5 to 10 feet. But then it stops and you hear him say that he's fine.
Yeah, so Sora will like hold just a little bit tighter when she hears like the fast fall. But once she hears that he's fine, then she'll like go back to being like normal bracing. But just when that fast fall happens, so Sora will like do a little jolt.
Is there anything that you wish to ask while he's down here?
I don't think I'd ask anything, but I'd probably say make it quick, so we can get you back up safely.
Okay. He seems to start maneuvering his body up and over the overturned cart. He hollers up that there are 2 boxes. That one seems to have tipped over, and it's a fruit, and there's a pause. He says it's fire plums. It's fire plums. The second box is fine though. It seems fine. Anybody
Grab the
watching
box.
into the pit?
Yeah, I would.
Okay.
Yeah.
He seems to lean down and grab inside of the cracked box, and he flinches out one of these fire plums, and he takes a deep bite of this, and it's like a Christmas morning sort of present. Like when he bites into it, like his head sort of lags, and he pulls it into his chest like it's maybe the sweetest thing he's ever had. If you don't know what a fire plum is, it is a region-specific fruit. It's a small, sort of deep red-orange stone fruit that it only grows in the rich volcanic soil around Cauldron itself. It's sweet. It does have a bit of a smoky bite. It's sort of like if someone folded in like spices into the juice itself. Now the trees are not beautiful. They are gnarled. They are low. They're very easy for like kids and youths to climb. So it's oftentimes like a fan favorite of some of like the local children. But they generally only blossom in season. It is in season, but you sort of have to go down. Like there are specific farms for this. So when he calls out that it's a fire plum, you know that it's a local farm. He hollers back up, I can't lift it. I could move it. I can't lift it. I could tie it. Could you pull it if I tied it?
I'd rather pull you up than the crate. Grab what you can.
So Sora's deferring to Rowan.
Aaron, what were you saying?
I mean, if we had I have a length of rope. If somebody else had another length of rope, we
Actually-
could probably toss it down and pull
Actually,
the crate up.
I have a sack. Could I throw my sack down to him
Yeah.
to fill it up? Yeah, I would say fill this sack up with fruit and hold on to it.
Okay. You throw the sack down. He collects it, and he understands immediately as it hits the wall, sort of rolls down several times. He collects this, and he'll start throwing fruit into this bag. He fills it up very, very quickly. He kind of like glances back down like he doesn't want to go without it. Did you say that you wanted to throw down a rope? Ivy?
He said if somebody else has rope, he will, but he
Oh,
said,
If he's already
If-
thrown the bag down, then it's like
Sure.
we don't need to spend all day here.
As he seems to be like filling up this bag quickly, he reaches in to grab one. He goes, hold on, there's something strange in here. It's some kind of mask. I think it's a mask.
To be helpful, Aiden will kind of peer down and then he will whisper quietly and spin his finger, and he'll send a wheel of dancing lights down to illuminate. Actually, a couple wheels as each one extinguishes. After a couple minutes, he'll set a fresh one down just so it helps illuminate, so we can see a little better.
Okay. Can I get from you a concentration check? Because this is going at it's a sizable range from your height. It's about 50 feet down, and I know that you've got it, but it's difficult for you to guide into specific places. So I just want to see a concentration check from you, just to see how well you control. And I think it's pretty good. I think you concentrate well enough. You cast your spell. The dancing lights do appear. It is still daytime, but the ravine does have some shadowy parts to it. When your lights cast upon the crate, he says, "Oh no, I know this. I know this. Where this is from. I know the farm that this is from.
Where is it from?
This is the Wexland's mule. They're only a few hours out from our farm."
All right.
Okay, well, grab the mask and let us pull you up.
He nods in an understanding, and he grabs on to what you can see. If anybody wants a better look at it from this range, it's a hard check to make out the greater details, but anyone can try. It's a perception check. I'm looking for a 25 to get very, very clean detail.
I was so close. Damn it.
You were. You guys do still have your luck rerolls.
I'll use one.
Well, some of us don't have any luck rerolls, Bob.
True.
Nat
Aaron,
20.
Aaron
I'm
can,
done.
skill checks can't critical, unfortunately.
I know. Unfortunately, I only have a +2.
You
burned
can make out, if you broke 20, you can make out parts of the mask, but you're not getting the sort of fine and pristine detail. What you can see is it looks like it is a 2-part mask. It's like it's split down its center. One half looks a bit more smooth or pale. It looks like it's almost like marble-like. And very delicate with some of its features, with like this sort of like golden sheen. There's this glint that sort of hits the light as the dancing lights dance over his hands. In the other half of it, it just seems like it's tilted at such a way that you can't quite make out the greater details. This is very strange.
What's strange about it?
It's like a half mask.
Okay, we'll look at it when you come back up. Start making your way up.
All right. He's grabbed onto the bag, and he looks like he's trying to put the mask in, but because of some of the angles on the far side of it, it doesn't quite fit inside of the bag. So he started to walk up the length of the wall to get to a point in place where he can start to climb, but you realize as he's flinching onto this bag, and he's sort of like nestled in the crook of his arms, he's also holding onto the rope that's tied to his body, and he's got this mask, and you can tell he doesn't really know what to do with it. Like, he doesn't have a backpack. He doesn't have a belt. He doesn't have a place to hang this on.
No pockets.
He doesn't have any pockets, and he looks up at you. I don't have a place to... Oh. And then he puts it on.
Oh, no.
As his hand falls and the mask rests on his face, his body goes limp, and he falls in the bottom of the ravine.
That's not good.
Rowan
Almost
will
like I
start-
could foresee this happening.
Rowan starts
It's really
pulling him up.
bad.
As soon as he sees him go limp, he'll start pulling him up.
Give me a strength check.
That's better.
That is better, yeah.
1 reroll left.
You begin to pull him up the ravine. The bag of fire plums spill out and pour across the rocks themselves. And despite the way that his body is limply being dragged across the stone, and you can hear his body bump and ridge across various parts, the mask never quite shakes away. Give me another strength check. You've moved him about 15 feet.
Oh boy. Oh, that was my last reroll.
Rowan, this is growing increasingly difficult, and you can tell where his body is fighting against yours. It's the natural, ragged nature, right, of the way that dead weight moves. It's not just against your strength, but it's against the strength of the stone that's sort of like hanging on to parts of his body.
Can I reach over and grab the rope and start pulling it myself to try and help?
Sure. Sure.
So Sora would like to do two different things. She first of all wants to help with his rope, but she also wants to give Rowan guidance.
I need, this is a, we're gonna, it's not a backpedal as much as it is a flow back. We're gonna look back at a roll.
Okay.
Farm, from you, I need a sleight of hand. I know it's not a skill check that you have, but you're trying to tie a rope around his body. 19 looks good. If at any point your combined strength checks go beyond the sleight of hand, there is a chance, it's a small chance admittedly, there is a chance that the rope will come undone. Strength of 13 is not going to carry him up. Now this is where combined skill checks start to become interesting. You don't know what your DC is to successfully carry his weight up the steepest part of the slope. It's the drop-in on the half-pipe, okay? You are going to need to either roll better or get assistance. If you fail a DC 10, if you're helping him, and you fail a DC 10 strength check, you will add more hindrance than you will help and aid. You apply a -2. If you succeed with an 11 or greater, you will add 4 to his roll. So you have an upper echelon and a lower echelon. Both potentially look like failure. You really need this net number to fall right in the middle. Unless somebody wants to go down and get him.
I think Carter's first reaction would be to just pull on the rope. He won't be trying to get
So
down
Sora's
there
first
yet.
thing is going to be helping Rowan get guidance, particularly if she sees Carter moving fast.
Okay. You cast guidance upon Rowan. Now I'll need a new strength check. 17 looks good. Jackson, give me a strength.
All right.
Oh shit.
Well,
Technically it's an 18, but if a 17 is good, I would assume 18 is good.
Correct, an 18 is good. The issue is what happens when Jackson Decay hulks out as
Yanks the rope.
his moon man that he's playing. It's wild business.
Carter
Okay.
the Enigma, bro.
Carter, you grab hold of the rope and you begin to apply assistance in the same fashion. You've already witnessed his body sort of cord up as he's trying to bind the rope up and let it roll into his arms so that he has this furtive growl and controlling grasp of the rope. It's not just tugging it up like this. He's trying to have full manipulative control over the rope itself. And when you see that, you realize the duress that he's under trying to carry the weight of the boy. So you begin to apply efforts. Carter, because of the nature of your success, it's not a 10% chance, it is a 20% chance that you will force the knot to come undone on the boy. If you do not get those numbers, it's just a flat success, okay? So I'm going to roll a d10. You have to give me 2 numbers. If I roll either of those numbers, the knot comes undone.
2 and 8.
A 2 and an 8. It's a 1. You pull him up another 15 feet. It was looking a little sus there for a second. You were surprised. It even brought you back. You had that surprise, like, pull initially that led you back 3 or 4 steps. I need one more check, one more success.
Can I give him another guidance?
Oh no.
On a new check or no?
You can give him, yeah, if you'd like to give him a guidance, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I'd love to give Rowan another guidance.
That makes it a 9.
It's going to make it a 9. Carter, give me a strength.
Give me a 10. Okay.
It's an 11.
Exactly 19. Oh no, that's 20. Shit.
It's +4. So it will be 13.
It's going to be +4. It's going to be a 13.
Oh, 13.
Correct.
Yeah, no,
As you begin to pull his body, it hits that point in the slope where it starts to angle off and it forms more of like a flat spot. And the body hits at this corner where it's kind of nestled in. It's the coin of where the rocks start to turn up at that angle. And as you're pulling, his body seems stuck.
Hold him. At that point, Aaron will say, hold him there. We don't want to risk it any further. And someone, we have more rope. Tie me off. I'll go down and grab him.
Give me a
Well,
sleight of
he's
hand
right.
if you're going to tie yourself.
If he's right at the lip, can he reach over and grab him?
No, it's 15 feet down.
Oh, 15 feet. Gotcha.
So
There's rope in my bag if you can grab it.
Sleight of hand, you say?
Yes, please. My man is praying right now. Let's go.
Jeez.
Let's go. Who knew that
these random ass 20s in the middle of nowhere?
the town guard has the ability to lift pockets? My boy out here in a previous
In the
life,
Navy.
right? Yep.
That's how he collects his fines.
I guess.
That's how he got his sister's stuff.
Yeah.
Just
picking up
what
his
a
sister's
Skellering
things.
teaching.
No joke. Okay. Now, who is taking hold of this rope?
I mean, it seems like there's a lot of people already preoccupied, so Sora will go over there if Aaron wants to go down.
Okay. I'm going to need a strength from you, and I'm going to need a climb from him.
Okay. Great.
It's good. It's
Cool.
just fine. You know that the way that this slopes off, it doesn't taper off very hard. However, when it hits that dip, when it actually hits the bowl itself, that's when it starts to fall. And Aaron, as you start to descend into this spot, you realize that you naturally start putting your body closer and closer to the ground. You're lowering your weight and you're shifting your pull to this low mid spot in the body. And you're kind of like crawling across on your hands. And when you get to the boy, you can see that, yeah, his body's stuck. The way that the rope sort of twisted on his body, it's angled at the corner, and he's sort of like limply hanging. You can see the hip itself is positioned in such a way that it's dragging from the hip, but his arms and his legs are sort of grossly just split across the stones, and like they're holding on. It's not like he's intentionally doing it. It's just the nature of texture pulling across texture. Give me a strength check, and I will need a reflex from those above. So that'll be a reflex from both Jackson and from Farm.
Well, first of all, can I try to take the mask off him?
You can't really see a lot of his head.
Okay.
I mean, you can, like, but it's going to require you to lean over. Would you like to try that? Do you want to lean over?
Yes.
I need a reflex from you first, then,
Okay.
because it's gonna take you off. Okay, that's really, really good. You are able to lean over his body. It does take you kind of like leaning and putting some of your weight on his body because of the way that this is angled. And his head, where you would expect it to be angled down and looking at the ground, it is instead turned upright and looking straight at you. And what catches you most off guard isn't the fact that his limbs are bedraggedly hanging in such a manner that looks like he's ragdolled down the cliffside. It's that his eyes are open and they're rapidly bouncing from either side of the orbital. It's almost as if the iris itself is playing pong with every angle and every touch, and it's moving it at a pace that you can't naturally think is human. But as you affix your gaze upon this, you start to notice the features of the mask. One half of it is smooth, just like the way that he described. It's almost marble white with this delicate, serene feature, some sort of glowing golden sheen to it, like the face of a forgotten angel. And the other half, it's blackened iron, warped and twisted. The cheek seems to be pulled into some permanent snarl, and a horned ridge curling up the front of the brow, upward and outward. Along the dividing line, the two sides don't quite align, so the eyes themselves are deliberately misaligned, the lips not meeting properly. It's creating this almost unsettling wrongness every time your look functionally locks onto this. There's this thin, cracked metal circlet in the shape of a broken halo that's donning and crowning the mask itself. There are fragments that are bent inward like cage bars. And there is a third eye socket that's right between the two eyes. However, it's empty because, well, Dieter doesn't have a third eye. What do?
I say, Aiden, we're going to have a long talk about planar beings after this. And I reach out and try to take the mask off him.
As you reach out, leaning over, because you have to lean over further, I need another reflex. Again, you're putting weight on his body. 12. Aaron, you begin to lean over, and as you're putting the weight on his body, I need a strength from those above. From all three of you.
Oh no.
Rowan with a 13. Sulsara with a 15. Carter with a 9.
Roll.
Jackson's birth of strength fell apart.
One more. There we go.
Okay, very good.
Hey.
Very good. You notice that the rope is starting to, for some reason, not from Sulsara, but from the other two of you, it's starting to pull like the boy's body weight is becoming more immense.
Aaron, we gotta go.
Do you say that loudly?
Yes, absolutely, without a doubt.
What is Aiden doing?
Aiden's been watching this intently, and when he calls up, we're gonna, about talking about playing. I'll be happy to have an in-depth discussion, but hey, how about we wait and get that mask after we get the boy up top? That can wait, can it? Unless, of course, you got your fingers under it, in which case I can send a friend down to come pick it up, so you don't have to carry two things in one hand.
Now your attention has been split, Aaron. Your last reflex was a 12. Would you like to reroll?
I would.
I thought you might.
Reroll again.
Oh no.
Well, one more. No, fuck me.
Brother, that was 6 into 6 into 6.
Oh, it's a
Well,
sign.
it shows there's a fucking another curse that we've got in our hands, bro.
My guy, the dice tell a story, and man, have they told one thus far.
Fuck me, man.
Satan, is that you?
Aaron.
Yeah. Can I give them all of my rerolls? Because I haven't
You
used
cannot.
one in the.
No shot.
You cannot.
Club could, technically, but
As
I tell a story.
you lean in, what you're not anticipating, you put your hand down the first time on the body of the boy, and you use it to lean in, and it feels steady. Maybe it's his combined weight. Maybe it's the pressure that he's seeing from above. But something happens. When your eyes affix upon that smoky amethyst and quartz that catches the light from the crown of this mask, it's more of a helmet than it is a mask, but it definitely covers the face. Your gaze is focused on it, and the only thing that breaks you away from it is the sound of Aiden above as he's discussing plans to collect the mask, but Solsora says that we gotta go now, and then the pressure begins mounting, and you start to focus on that third eye, and as you continue to focus on that third eye, you don't realize that you're putting more and more weight on his body. And what happens to a propeller when you put too much weight on a propeller, Ivy?
Spins.
His body
It spins.
begins to spin, and your reflex is not enough, and you are sent soaring over the edge. You have 5 feet of it tied around your body. You have gone down 15 feet. You have 30 feet until you hit stone below. Solsora did not tie it off to her person.
Shit.
Solsora,
Yeah.
I need a strength check.
Fuck.
After, I need a successful reflex. So we'll keep your strength, but let's see your
Here's
reflex.
my strength. Yeah, this is the tough one. Yeah,
Oh,
that's about right.
shit.
That's about accurate. That's about right.
Aiden, I will afford you a reflex save to try to assist. This is what the reflex is here for, homie.
I guess I'll be kind enough to try and save her.
Holy fuck, holy shit.
I guess I don't have to pay that fine.
Oh, thank fucking God.
That's crazy, for the record. What a crazy thing to say as his body begins to plummet. You hear the as the rope begins to quickly roll down the length of the ravine. And Aiden, your survival senses kick in, not for yourself, but for the guard. You just shared tea last night, and you will not have lost a new partner, even if it was for only a short time. Not under your watch.
Hospitality rules still apply.
That's right. You reach out, you grab onto the rope. I need a strength. Are you happy with a 13? And how strong is Aiden?
Aiden has a 13
Okay.
for strength.
Okay, are you happy with a 13, or would you like to reroll?
I don't think a 13 is going to be enough, so I guess I'm going to go ahead and roll.
This is where you can use all those rerolls you said you had.
You better be grateful, Ivy. I had vowed not to use any rerolls. All right.
The fuck? That's what they're there for. What do you mean?
Nope. Oh, there we go. 19.
Lucky. Very, very, very lucky. Has anyone here experienced what it's like to have a length of rope rapidly run through your hands with a
Yes.
lot of weight on one end?
Yes.
Yes.
Unfortunately, yes.
Ouch.
Yes.
It burns like heck and rips your hands open.
Take 2 points of damage as you can feel the flesh begin to burn into a sear, and you watch red run the length of your hand before it finally stops. Solsora. He's caught the rope. I'm gonna guess that at this point, you panic leap and also grab to assist. You don't need to make a
Oh,
reflex.
for sure.
You just
For
do.
sure.
I'll need a strength check from you.
Sure.
Hey.
Very good.
There we go.
Now, what's happened? Ivy, you are still going to take damage.
Of course. I have a length of rope tied around my waist, and I just fell 20 feet.
Yeah. It's not going to be a lot, because the first 10 are instantly negated. But it's max. You take 6 points of damage as your body leapt out as if you were falling, and then it abruptly comes to a stop. You feel your body fold and then slam right into the stone wall. I need a fortitude save from Ivy.
Hey.
You stabilize from this. You feel the air just immediately vacate from your lungs. But you're able to stabilize after a few gasps. Do you say anything?
No, he's probably just breathing heavy, but I think when he gets his wits about him, he'll just look up at the boy to make sure he didn't fall as well.
When you glance up, it is still so jarring because though his body spun in such a fashion to meet yours, it stopped to where his face is looking directly down at you, as if it is hung like a prize in possession waiting for your ever-productive glare. And instead of just seeing the crown of the helmet itself, the head has been turned upright so that it's looking directly down at you, and though you're only 20 feet away, it's almost as if you can still hear the iris rapidly beating around the length of the orbital. It's like it's craving to get out. It's seeking freedom, that it's stuck in some sort of cage. And if it weren't bad enough, the arms are starting to move. They're starting to crook at the fingers if it's trying to grab onto something like a stone or a ball, and it begins to find hold and purchase in the stone wall itself as it tries to pull downward at you. I need new strengths from above.
Oh shit.
If he doesn't say anything, Sora is
Oh,
gonna
boy.
call out Aaron, because she's trying to make sure that he's actually awake.
Oh, oh boy.
Reroll. There we go.
Hey. Better, at least one of us. I have no more rerolls.
How many
me neither.
rerolls do you have, Jackson?
Let's see. That's
the last
third.
one, I think. No?
That shouldn't be the last one.
I think you did 3 in a row before. Oh, you did 2.
Yeah.
sorry.
So
Yeah.
1, 2,
It was 1 of 3.
This is
yeah, 3, right?
Maths.
3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was just
three.
curious. I'm not debating whether or not you have any left. I was just curious because to go from a red to a green,
Very
my man
nice.
cycling the drain of Christmas real quick.
Yeah, no,
Um,
so Sora will continuously say the word Aaron as much as necessary until Aaron says literally anything that gives her any idea he's not asleep.
Carter, I need a reflex from you.
All right.
You begin to dig your heels into the ground, but you can feel something is applying additional weight to the length of rope. And when you glance back over your shoulder to sort of express your concern to Rowan, Rowan is holding on with everything that he has. You're both slowly, very, very slowly, getting pulled in the direction of the pit. So Sora, Aiden, you both see it. Not the boy, but them beginning to slip, as if his weight is starting to grow and shift in such magnanimous nature that they are shifting more than a person, but the intentions of something with more intention.
Is this getting heavier?
It
Aiden.
feels that way to me.
You know that the moment you let go of the rope, the rapidity of pain is going to sink back into your person. As you flinch your palm open just to witness any kind of damage that you might have, you can feel the heat of your blood saturate it densely so.
My hands burn, so let's Aaron, are you alive? What we're slipping up.
I'm alive. So is the boy. But I don't think it's the boy anymore.
Aaron, I need a will save.
Can I cast something?
Maybe.
Okay.
Aaron, you fail the save. You hear the noise from above, and it almost sounds as if their voices are getting further and further away, like the length of the rope is beginning to increase in depth, like the pit is starting to grow deeper and more swallowing as it begins to shift and pull you. But what is most certain, what you cannot have any deniable plausibility on, is that the boy with the mask that may be Dieter is beginning to crawl in your direction, and he's starting to pull the stones away as they start to fall away from him. His purchase moving beyond mere ownership, he is starting to command the cliffside. And the voice that you hear, that's not human anymore. And when did that third eye open? He never had a third eye. What is happening? So Sora, from above the cliff, calling down to Aaron when you discuss that it's important for him to climb. Is he okay? What's happening with the boy? All you hear is, Aaron, what you see is a tracer of the events that were unfolding moments, minutes, hours before you arrived. You're looking up from the depth in the bowels of the pit as you're watching the beautiful sun radiate above. You watch a day cycle into a night cycle into a day and a night again as the sun passes over several times before you realize that it begins to slow to a screeching halt. There is no more vibration in the leaves far beyond the trees and the canopies above as it cycles through your day and night cycles as the winds no longer carry and it starts to slow down. And what you see is the front of a mule careen off the length of the pit itself. You overhear the deep echoing cries of two men as they, along with the mule, careen into the length of the pit as it falls into slow motion. You're almost certain that moments before you heard them laugh, before the cacophony of roars and simian-like screams echo out around you. As you hear the crunching and the crashing of the cart, the mule, and the men around you, they fall and they crumple into a heap. They pass right through you as if you were an image or a tracer of something, an echo that once belonged but that doesn't quite belong. And what occurs is you watch the descent of not one, not three, not even 10, but more than 24 of these malign, wicked, almost leprosy-covered baboons start to descend the length of the wall, free, without ropes, without control. It's like they're bending the way that gravity is sort of working. They grab in the same spaces that the boy grabs. They descend with absolute control. And you hear the moans and the cries of the men around you, but you can't quite turn to look away as you watch the baboons pass through you. That is the echo of Aaron. And you can hear them cry as they're being drug away in the crumpled heap, as the mule begins to cry as well, and you hear the slashing of rivulets of blood and viscera begin to pull away from its innards. You watch bits of blood get whipped beyond your field of vision into the stone, and as you focus, you can see that wasn't just dirt. That wasn't just mud. That was dried blood against the stone, but it's easy to mix and miss for the mud that might be around because you are, after all, in the midst of a pit. The farm is a day away. Why are they here? What is pushing them this far away from the farm? And why are they riddled with madness? With a lunacy incomprehensible by the minds of men? You're certain you saw some of them without flesh on parts of their body, their bone open, exposed, broken, and shattered, yet still they moved with a tenaciousness only seen in some feral creature fighting for everything that it meant to survive. For those of you above, that cry of Aaron below that sound like a whispering whimper, you're met with no words. I need another strength check from both of you above.
Can
Oh,
you?
for Solsora and Aiden, or for me and Carter?
For the latter.
I rolled 13.
Aiden.
All right, ignore my roll then.
Solsora, you see the challenge. Your anchor being is Aiden. He locked himself as the lead. And Carter tried with all his might, though he is succeeding, and technically, mechanically, his numbers are higher. He is the lender of aid, meaning he doesn't give 16. Because he broke 10, he's only giving 4. But that applies to each of you too. You can hedge your bets. You know the length of rope that you have. If Aaron's going to fall, it's not much further. Much further. But you don't know what it means for the boy to fall. You don't know how far he has to fall, but you're certain from where you stand you can no longer see his legs, as they were angled up at the sky in a point of notion, a check mark, showing you that there is something happening in this very spot. So I need a real moment here between Christy and Jen. This is a knee-jerk reaction. Are you going to lose 2 more allies to the ravine? Or do you drop it, hedging your bets that Aaron will be okay?
I do still want to know if you will let me cast something.
What would you like to cast? Because if it is something that requires somatic components, so S, you cannot.
It's a spell-like ability.
And you're a cleric, right?
Affirmative.
That means that you'll have to focus on your holy symbol, right?
Okay.
What is your holy symbol?
Well, it's Paylor.
No. Is it a ring? Is it a necklace?
It's a necklace.
It's a necklace. So you're going to have to let go of the rope?
Fuck, that's fair. It's not a cleric spell-like ability, if that makes a difference. It's a race spell-like ability.
Sure.
If that
Sure, shoot.
is different.
What do you have? It does make a difference. Whew. Okay. Are you casting it upon yourself?
I have to. It's self-cast.
Okay. Then you fail to resist. You deliberately accept the self-enlarge.
Correct.
Where Solara was once, what? Give me a height and a weight.
311 and 170.
So not quite. Well, it's rather
Thick.
thick, but that's
Correct.
not immensely heavy. So where
No.
Solsara was once almost 4 feet tall, 170 pounds, broad, but not enormous. You now witness her climb to a height of 8 feet in size, and her weight octuples. You go to about 1,300 pounds. I need to know, what do your characters do when that happens before your eyes?
I mean, it's surprising, but in the moment, it's like,
What would Aiden do?
Well, considering Aiden had jumped in and was the anchor
was gonna
being,
say,
this
I
is
think
happening behind his
Aiden,
back.
yeah. Because I think he's in front of her.
Yeah.
I don't know that he's seen this yet.
And as we all know, Aiden can't pass a perception check to save his life, so.
Well, let's just say you could hit the barn side of a broad real quick if you just turn your head to the left.
You know what? I'm going to leave it to the will of the dice.
Sure. I think it's going to be much easier for you to see when you glance over and see the others both glancing over wildly at you.
Or the shadow that's probably now
Yeah.
eclipsed you because
Well,
the person behind you is no longer tiny.
What I'm saying is whether he is going to react with surprise or academic, okay, we need to study this later when we have the time.
Carter, I think we have a new anchor point.
It's interesting because there is no verbal or somatic components.
And I didn't like I wrote down everything that was on the PFSRD.
Yeah, it's. I'm
least I hope
guessing
so.
she's Duergar. It's just a racial ability. They can do the thing.
Probably.
Get thick.
All right, Aiden. We need.
There are verbal and somatic components.
Are there? Shit.
Yes, there are. I was
God
just taking a
damn
look.
it.
So you would say something. That matters because he's an academic, and if he would hear the sounds of spellcasting behind him, and then he sees Andre the Duergar giant, he's gonna be a little less than surprised, but still like, wow, that's very handy.
I don't know that
let's-
it's specific to the spell, but she's probably going to say something along the lines of, to hell with being unnoticed, and then change, because she's going to probably afford that this is probably not a common thing that she's magically doing, and people are going to have questions, and she's just going to have to suck it up, because she wants Aaron alive. She doesn't really care at this point.
Luckily, it doesn't do anything
is.
to your equipment. Everything will similarly enlarge with you, so you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, no, that's not what she's worried about, but she knows that they're going to have a lot of questions, and she's going to have to at least be relatively truthful, or at least some version of the truth.
Sure.
Yeah, Aiden's gonna look and glance. Uncle Shelley would love you. We need to talk after this is done. Seriously. But let's get them up
first. Yeah, get them first.
All right.
Things just got a little more interesting.
Happy to make things interesting.
The music got more interesting.
Left side combat, let's go.
Left side combat.
Can I get some initiatives, please?
Ah, Jesus Christ. I thought it was a joke. I
Hey.
expect my initiative to be very high, because enlarged person gives me a -2 to dex.
It's alright. I have a +2 to initiative and I still rolled a 7.
I got a positive roll. I'm gonna take that as dumb. Because my initiative modifier
All right.
is...
I'm going blind. Where's the initiative button?
It's right
below
underneath your
hit
hit points. To the right of wisdom. Top left of main screen. There you go. There you go, Mr. Blind Man.
I'm not last. Almost, but not last.
Don't worry. Nah, so Sora is gonna pick up the rear on this one.
Literally.
Yeah.
We'll see. The dice are here to tell a story.
Their story is just... Go to hell, all of you. All of you are dead. No monkeys will be killed on this day.
All my friends are dead.
Push him over the ledge, right?
Yep.
Don't worry, Aiden's gonna need to have a conversation with Sora, and Sora is gonna have a very long conversation with Aaron. Sorry, Aiden's gonna have a conversation with Sora, and she's gonna have a long conversation about Aaron about not getting distracted.
Aaron was just trying to do his best Attack on Titan impersonation.
Aaron,
No.
from where you are, everything begins to return back to the field of normal. You're not sure what you just saw or why you just saw it, but what is most clear to you is that the boy is, from all intents and purposes, awake. Because why would he be climbing in your direction?
That is true. Though something is obviously pretty odd with him. How far up am I from the bottom of this ravine?
I think you're about 20 feet.
About 20 feet? Could I try to climb? Because 10 feet is negated, right? The first 10 feet of fall damage?
Correct. Yes, it is.
So could I try to climb 10 feet down and then just yell to drop me?
Maybe. You don't have extra rope. You're already at the end of your rope, so you can't just surprise climb down 10 because she's made herself a barn-sized anchor point. So
Even though
unless
he probably could see.
You know what?
Nah, I don't know.
I think if you're afraid for him getting to you, if Aaron's afraid of him getting to you, then there's nothing that says that you can't try to. But you could try to reflex out of this. You could cut the rope and try to reflex away.
Take another 6 points of damage.
Not necessarily. You'd have to succeed in a graceful fall. The first 10 are negated. That's what's going to inherently give you the initial blow of damage when you land. But if you succeed in a reflex, I think it's 14. It's either 12 or 14.
Gotcha. Yeah, you know what? Let's do just that. It's a little freaked out from the vision. This guy is clearly acting strange, and I don't want to get a tussle while I'm relying on someone else to hold me up on the side of a cliff. So let's try to release myself and climb down.
Okay. How would you like to do that? Are you cutting the rope or are you untying the rope?
Kind of hard to untie a rope with.
With every passing second where you make this decision, every time your eyes trace up, he's somehow closer.
So drawing a sword is.
You would have a dagger. Every
dagger.
everybody has. Children walk around with real small daggers.
So I'll draw my dagger, cut the rope, and probably just drop the dagger to the cliff's floor and climb down.
Yeah, you're not really
So
going to have a
not to have
choice because you're still kind of hanging 20 feet in the air. If you deliberately let it go, that's fine. So what's going to happen is essentially you cut the rope. In this length of turn, you're going to think for a moment, you draw your dagger and cut the rope, and then you start to free fall. I need a reflex from at least the two of you above. This is going to be really, really easy for Christy.
Sick. Because I'm going to need it.
Aiden, since you are the aide at this point, you are going, unless you like to reroll, you're basically just gonna fall. It's gonna go slack. It's like when someone's playing tug of war with you, and then they just suddenly let it go, right?
I'll, as long as I'm not gonna fall down the ravine, I'm
No.
just gonna fall on my ass.
You just fall-
you're gonna
you fall
fall
your
the
ass.
opposite way.
Yeah.
And even if he does, like, if Sora sees him start falling, she will, like, attempt to, like, even if she has to walk just, like, a couple steps forward so he doesn't, like, fall too hard.
Your
will try
your
to.
reflex, given, like, I'm literally only affording you this because you're the size of a house.
Yeah.
You aren't gonna get to stop him from falling. Your reflex wasn't good
No,
enough.
that's fine. That's fine. That's fine.
But it's basically just gonna send you back 2 steps. You weren't expecting the
Sure.
surprise release of the weight.
And
Aaron,
that's fine.
I'm gonna need from you a reflex save. I'm just gonna say for the sake of this, it's 14. Give me a 14.
Oh fuck!
Oh, shit.
That's a 14. Fairly close.
Splat.
Dog, that's a save. That's
Ow.
a save. That's not a skill. That's a save. That's not a. Ah!
I mean, it would have been really funny. It's just gotta say, it would be really funny
How
if
many-
you guys
how-
claim
okay.
to have
How many
figured out his
rerolls?
character.
How many rerolls have I used?
I think you use all of them.
Have I though?
Yeah, I think you probably
You,
have.
you remember the 666?
Well, the 666, that was just like me giving up at that point. I
That
don't
was
know if I've
3.
actually used it. That was 3.
I can only count 3 up to the top of the chat. For Aaron.
Yeah, I don't think I've used all of them. I just want to double check that
You
though.
gotta keep track of your own rerolls.
That's right.
I think I have 1 left. I think I've used 4 of them.
Very interesting.
Because 3, so 1, 2 from the.
And then 1 above it, and that's it. The rest of yours are only 1 roll. Oh, wait. 1, 2,
Well, because 6 was my original reflex, and then I rolled 2 more times.
You know, it's only 3. I literally only count 3 all the way down. All of your rolls above your 2 sets of reflex saves are all singletons. So you have 2 rerolls, Aiden. Aaron.
Okay.
It's a shame. I was gonna break out the critical fumble deck.
Damn it.
Yeah.
Alas.
I'll re-roll that. 7. Cool. 17.
That's
Thank
it.
God.
There
He's
we
out
go.
now.
I'm out.
I'm out.
I would just like to have it noted that Solsora is gonna say "damn it, Aaron" when she falls over because she knows that something's happened.
Of
and
course.
he's now not attached. But that's just her talking in her.
Carter.
It's Carter's turn.
He's not holding that rope though.
You know what? I don't know that
Oh,
Dieter's turned into some kind of three-eyed thing.
No idea.
Nope.
Aaron hasn't
So,
said shit to us, so we have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on in there. I'm gonna keep trying to pull him up.
Give me a strength.
Don't worry, Dieter.
Maybe worry a little, Dieter.
Dieter is crazy.
We'll save you, buddy.
I
Aiden,
can kill that thing.
now that you have fallen, you instinctively throw your hands back to sort of catch yourself, but you don't let your hands do the heavy lifting. You fall to your elbows. So it's ass and elbows. As your hands come up, you see the burns that you've taken from the hemp rope rapidly just like rushing straight across the length of both palms and the lower half of your pinky and ring finger. It's going to make turning books a delicate procedure, turning through pages. It'll be thumb exclusive, but holding it, you're gonna need to find some sort of like stanza, something that's gonna assist you here.
Almost echoing Solsara, Aiden's gonna look at his hands and go, "Damn it, Aaron!"
What do you do?
As far as Aiden knows, Aiden, we also aren't aware that that Dieter has turned into Monster Boy. So
Correct. So what do you do?
Hey, Aaron, are you alive down there, you ass?
You don't get to
speaking's a free action.
Yeah, speaking's a free action, but how convenient of a conversation is it when you're like, whoa!
Exactly. Yeah, you just hear like someone like basically drop and roll at the bottom of the ravine.
You've been hearing things for a moment. It
I was gonna
could
say,
be.
do we hear like this like random ass like wall climbing?
No, you don't
What's
hear
been
wall
happening?
climbing, but you hear stones starting to
Yeah,
tumble
the
and
stones falling. Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant.
And the one very 200-pound stone, a large stone.
I mean, I think Aiden can make a pretty solid.
Aiden,
guess
if you
at
don't
what
do
it
anything,
is.
I'm just going to assume that you're holding your action.
Well, basically, Aiden's just getting to his feet and trying to assess the situation because he has no idea what's going on, what happened. His hands are killing him, but that's a problem for another day. Is Aaron even alive?
Yeah.
So basically, he's standing up and trying to take a peer and see what's going on.
Sounds like ground control to Major Tom, yet you're left on red.
I've sent you a message, so you left me on red.
Rowan.
So is it possible, like, to move while I'm still holding the rope, move over to Solsora and like brace myself against her now that she's 10 feet tall or however big she is?
You can, but that's also going to require you to do that with Carter. Carter has also he's still holding on to this. So if you can communicate. You guys can talk. It's all happening on the same turn.
I mean, otherwise, Solsora's coming to you either way. So
Carter, let's move over to Solsora and like shore up this rope. And then once I
that
move
makes
over there, I
sense.
want to try and pull again.
Farm, I need from you, because of Jackson's roll, I need you to break 14 on your roll, or the rope goes.
Oh boy. On strength?
Yes.
Oh, I've been rolling bad. Nope. There it is.
You speak out to Carter. You talk about how you're supposed to shift. And as you begin to shift to kind of move this over, you're like, we should get over to her. We're going to go over to her. The rope begins to go. I will afford both of you a reflex save. But the rope has started to move. Very good. And good. Yeah, you didn't need a lot. The 24, you're able to quickly grab it. The rope will begin to fall, though, so you probably lost another, I would say 15 to 20 feet length of rope. And as quickly as you can feel it, the rope is slack. It's no longer tight, it's slack for both of you. But you didn't hear the sound of anything careening down into the bottom of the pit. You can just tell that the rope is slack. Does this change your move?
Yeah, because then I would move to the edge and see what's going on. If it's slack.
Okay,
After
if you
losing 20 feet of rope.
How far will you go?
Enough to see over the edge.
You can see over the edge, but you can't see the wall itself in its entirety because he's hit the angle of the wall that's more like a dead slope. If you wish to see the dead slope, you'll need to climb. You have a 15-foot climb.
I just want to look over because one, they're trying to pull up Aaron, and two, the rope went slack. So whatever I can see without climbing.
You glance into the ravine and you look down, and Aaron is in the midst of falling. As you're watching, he stumbles, begins to roll, and pushes himself into a stance where he's starting to come off the ground. He looks fine. He does have a small cut on his head where something happened. He does look a little banged up, but he's alive. He's been cut from his rope.
I would relay that back. I see Aaron at the bottom. He cut his rope, but I don't see the Dieter. And the rope is slack.
My turn. Aaron,
Mm-hmm.
what is your AC?
17.
Okay.
Terrible question here.
Take 84 force damage.
Jesus.
It would be really hilarious if the ages of the person who's playing
I'm gonna reroll.
20 died. I'm just saying, it'd be really funny.
Reroll.
Oh shit.
Oh, it's 3.
Well, it's 2. This is 3.
Well, that's 3. Okay, so then... Look, see, I can't roll either, man. Look, I can't
Yeah.
roll. I got my last
It's
one
been
incoming
rough.
right here.
That's
Oh
5.
shit.
Okay.
Oh, damn. Just.
You
It's
watch
9.
where
Let me say something.
Dieter is sort of hanging onto the wall, where his fingers have found these nooks and crannies that have been tucked away into a variety of places. And you watch as his rope goes slack around his body, but that he doesn't fall. You witness the arms of this farm boy itself deftly wrap into the length of rock that he's holding onto, and he begins to support his own body weight upside down. His feet kind of tip over. Think about how, like, when you lay on the bed and you bring your knees to a bend and you're sort of like in that kicking position, but his legs are limply hanging over the top of him. He grabs a spot on the boulder and he begins to roll it downward in your direction. As this boulder begins to roll away from you, it bounces several times over before it bounces just near you. It hits, and you knew if it was just inches closer that it would clip over the length of your foot and crush your foot through the boot itself. You watch as it split the stone beneath your foot. It would most definitely sever your toes, but it bounced right over the top. It clips the bottom of the wagon, shattering off what remains of the wheel, splintering the whole side of what remains of the mule's wagon. The boy continues to crawl. Thank you so much, Cobalt and crew, for that raid. I appreciate it, guys. Welcome in.
Not now. We're
Hi,
all
everyone.
gonna die.
Not when we're failing.
We're in episode 2, and they are hilariously rolling low, as you might expect out of level 1
Yeah.
characters.
Fair. Bub also did use up all his rerolls and still didn't make the DC.
For what it's worth, I don't think any of us have any rerolls left. So, Sora,
Nope.
Nah.
it is your turn.
Okay. You said that their line is slack. Would it, seeing Rowan and Carter's just like behavior dictate to us that their line is no longer, like, they're not struggling like they were previously?
Oh, no, they're not struggling, but they are still holding onto the rope.
Well, yeah, I meant more that they're not, like, basically falling off like they were right before this climb started happening.
No, yeah, I think that's fair. I think it's a fair assumption.
Because otherwise, the soldier's just gonna go literally gonna go pick up Rowan and bring him off the edge. Pick up Rowan and Carter if they're close to the edge.
You want to go just pick them up?
I want to help them off the edge so they don't fall in. That's what I want to do.
Got
I
it.
don't have to pick them up. I just want them to not be on the edge. If that means I gotta take the rope, whatever else have you. So Sora just wants them to not fall. Because there's already somebody in the pit. We don't need more people to be in the pit.
You got it, babe. You start to walk. Aiden, she walks by you. You can hear the soil, the grass, and the stones crunch and crumble beneath her feet as she begins to step in the direction of Carter and of Rowan. The moment that you step behind them, you feel bits of the stone wall begin to roll beneath your feet. I need a reflex save.
I should have thought about that a little bit more before I did this option. Dice tell a story, bub. Dice always tell a story,
Jackson and
bub.
Farm, I need a reflex from you, please.
Oh no! I should have just stayed on the edge. I should have stayed in the closer circle.
Oh my God!
Oh no!
Oh my God!
So
We're all
Sora
going
did
in the pit.
actually the opposite of what she wanted to do. No.
Thanks.
Time to go get Dieter.
It's alright.
Jesus Christ! Oh no!
I grab onto Dieter's legs as we're falling down.
The dice tell a story, Bob. They told a pretty fucking good one here.
Dude? This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. So Aiden is the only one. But you know what? There's never been anything more fitting than in this particular moment. Are you ready for this? Back to the pit.
Yes.
Perfect. What
You
this
know-
looks like, to explain it, in a single round, that was a single round, 6 seconds of combat, we hear Aaron clip himself pulling. He falls, catches himself into a roll. As he glances up, he watches the boy lift a boulder from the wall and roll it in his direction. It careens off, smashing the stone, splitting it before him, narrowly clipping off his very toes. You watch bits of the wagon begin to shard and split, and as you glance up beyond him to see what's happening, you watch as bits of stone begin to tumble and fall, and you can see the faces of your allies. You see Rowan and you see Carter watching from below. They're like in that stance of like, oh, I gotta do this very carefully and very safe. And then you hear the and a silhouette darkens behind them as more stones begin to roll. They glance back in curiosity, and you hear and then rocks begin to tumble. They panic. The panic sets into their faces. They try to maneuver out of the way, but the stones are tumbling under their feet because the rock wall, while shallow in this spot, was not so tightly packed to stop her significant weight. At 8 feet tall, but at nearly 1,400 pounds, she's hit a tripped spot in the stones where they were just staggered amidst rocks, and soil and top growth was not enough to stop this, and she begins to create a rock slide. I fear most at this point for Aaron, because you're at the bottom of the rock-a-lanche that is Christy, Farm, and Jackson. I need fast thinking on your feet right now, because, homie, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I'm fucking booking it.
He casts fly.
I cast Dimension Door.
Sorry, I didn't mean to pick that. Excellent. I'm just looking at spells.
I will afford I need reflexes from the three of you. Aaron, you begin to move as far away as possible. Rowan with a 14, Carter with a
Nice.
21,
Nice
Christy
job.
with an 18.
I didn't expect that.
Carter and Sulsora, you will be the only ones that are able to do this, and I leave it to you as an option. Just because it is there doesn't mean you should necessarily. As you begin to fall, you can feel the stones give out from beneath you, and Rowan, where you felt safe before, you suddenly watch the world become a very quick tumble as you begin going over the ledge. You did not reflex enough to potentially catch the hanging rope, but we see Carter and Sulsora. You are capable of catching the rope. I ask you now, if you see a hanging rope, Do you reach
Yes.
for it?
Yes, Sosora's 1,800 pounds. If anyone else has caught the rope, Sosora wants to be the person who's close to the top that can hold it. So yes, absolutely, no question. She's grabbing it immediately. It doesn't even take her a full second. She's got it already.
My absolute favorite is the perception of where you think this rope is hanging from.
Oh, I
It's
don't
not
care.
where you think it is.
Carter,
Oh, I don't care.
do you grab the rope?
If she sees the rope, she's grabbing it. It doesn't matter where it is to
Okay.
her.
I don't think Carter goes for the rope. I think he starts trying to do what he can to correct his fall.
Okay, all right, so you're going to reflex. So because the way that your bodies had started to move, you don't technically hit your full rampant speed until you hit that 10 feet down. So you're going to basically fall about 40 feet. 10 of that is going to be negated. So you guys are going to take 3d6 of damage. Christy, when you reach out, you see in this moment, you just see a hanging rope and you grab it.
Yeah.
What you weren't anticipating was that the rope that you were grabbing was the rope that was tied to Dieter.
Yep, doesn't matter. I'm grabbing it anyway. She has no idea what it's grabbed to. It doesn't matter. If she sees it moving at all, she's going to assume somebody else has grabbed it and she's going to try and grab it.
Everyone sans Aiden. I will need new reflexes, please. Even from you, Ivy.
It wants to kill me
Oh,
tonight.
thank God.
Game's trying to kill everybody. I already said, this game's not easy.
Aaron. These are stray rocks. You're not going to have the 1,400-pound Sulsora fall upon you, but the amount of rocks that come with her is significant, and they fall 40 to 50 feet. They don't make reflex saves. They make target checks. They succeed. I'm going to send some damage at you. I hope it's not high. It's high.
That's not good. That's really bad.
Are you unconscious?
Definitely unconscious.
Okay.
What's death?
What is your con score
15.
when you go to negative 15?
Negative 15. So
He's negative 14.
Yeah, you've taken 16 total, so
I'm negative 5 right now.
Okay.
17 total.
17, yeah.
I need to take a look here real fast.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, can we bring back the health pots? With the reps?
No, not the hell.
Hey, episode 2 and 4 Aegises get popped.
Bub warned an Aegis would be popped before.
Yeah, but that's not even these. He didn't even mean these. He means an additional one on top of these 4.
I do.
He already said that.
got
He already
you.
said someone's got to literally sack theirs.
Christy.
What if we don't have one to sack?
You were
Yes,
going to
yes.
take 3d6 of damage,
Okay.
but because you had something to temporarily break your fall,
Okay.
if you were a normal-sized Sulsora, it
Yeah.
would have stopped you.
Yeah.
But because
Not
you
gonna
are
be
plus-sized
stopping 1,800
Sulsora,
pound Sulsora. Yeah.
you are going to drag Dieter into the pit as well.
Sick.
He's going to
You
take
know what?
less
That's fine.
damage than you.
That's fine.
You are also going to take less damage than the others because he had a surprising, unnatural grip on the stone wall. So Sora,
Sure.
take 6 points of damage.
Okay.
Dieter will take 4 points of damage. He is in a bad way. He is not
Figured.
a first level anything. He's in a real bad way. Everybody else succeeded. So you will take 3d6 of damage.
Jesus Christ.
Carter, because yours was significantly higher, you will actually... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. Nope, Rowan's was one off. Rowan, you will take 3d6. Carter, you will take 2d6 of damage. We'll start with Rowan's. 8. Take 8 points.
Okay.
That's, I think, pretty generous compared to some of the other rolls we've seen.
Could be
Yes.
worse. Could be
Yes.
worse.
Yes. those are
Carter.
low. Thank God.
Take 9.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
That's not good.
Carter's
some of these-
unconscious there.
Nope.
Nope, not yet.
He's just laying down the bottom
Are
of
we
the pit.
at the?
I'm good.
So we're at the bottom, correct?
Is this pain?
You are
We
at the bottom.
now.
You are
Okay,
at the bottom
great.
of the pit. Yes.
Cool. How far away is Aaron? Just out of curiosity's sake.
How far is what?
How far is Aaron from us? Or
Not far.
Of,
He's
the body
with,
of Aaron.
with like within 30 feet for sure. But it's
Okay,
not
well,
scaled
I'm
up a
not-
wall.
Yeah, I can't move 30 feet.
The combat sounds have
Falling
come to an
in
end.
my head.
Sick.
If-
I'm going to Aaron.
Okay.
As soon as I get up, Soulsore's going to Aaron.
Okay. I am going to need you
Can I-
to see that he's injured first.
Okay, fair.
Meta knowledge can be fun at times,
fair,
but for the sake
fair,
of this,
fair,
I want to definitely give you a chance to see. So assess the situation. Give me a perception
Yeah,
check.
for sure. Here you are. Yeah, I see shit all, so I'm just gonna get up. It's fine.
You begin to stand up. You recognize the damage that you've taken. You see your peers. It really, really looks at this point like Carter has seen better days. That man he's built different for sure, but he still might be part Mr. Potato Head right this moment.
Can I place a hand on myself and cast Cure Light Wounds?
You certainly can. Rowan, from where you are, you see the unconscious and bloodied body of Aaron. You also see the unconscious and bloodied body of Dieter.
I would relay that to everybody, but I would go and check on Dieter.
Okay.
I'm still tied to him also, so.
Nice job, Jackson. Max, he heals back to full. So, just for those at home, magical healing is not the equivalent of restful healing. If you have a vital wound, so for instance, if you have a significant slash across the length of your body, you may use magic to put the number back at full, but the wound still remains. You have to heal the wound. So if you break something, you have to splint it. If you need clerical assistance, or a physiker, or a medic, or a surgeon, you have to find them. These jobs are still very important in this time. You put the health pool back in, but you're still hurting. You may not feel hunger like everyone else, but pain is something that everything that is alive knows intimately well. And this may be the first moment that you can recall feeling pain. And your very short 6 days have flashed before your eyes. You called out. Christy. He immediately rushes over to Dieter. He begins unearthing him, peeling back stones to bring him to the surface. You look around, and it takes you a moment, but you can finally see the crumpled body of Aaron.
So my first question is, can I dispel this enlarged person that's still probably here because it hasn't been that many turns since we fell in this pit?
You're
Because
right.
This lasts for a minute, and probably hasn't been a minute.
It's been 3
yet.
turns.
I was gonna say it probably hasn't been a minute yet.
Yes. You can dispel this. I need a new perception from you, Christy.
Sure.
That's exactly what I was looking for. Christy, as Sulsora dispels this enlarged person, it instinctively re-rolls the magic. It's like it's self-casting reduce person to put you back at a normal state.
Mm-hmm.
You begin to take steps over, and you watch as one rock falls and then another, but from the other side of the ravine. And when you look up, there are several red-eyed baboons at the top of the ravine, watching, their eyes as wide as possible. Rivulets of drool string from the length of their mouth as they watch you move over to Aaron, who is unconscious, bleeding, and dying. At first it was one, and then you watch a second appear, and then 2 more. A loud sound deeper into the length of the forest cries out. It does not sound anything like a simian creature. They look back, but then their attention is focused on you. They're locked in, honed in. It's like a cat watching for any subtle movement from a fly. None of the others have noticed, Christy. As they slowly begin to inch their way into the pit, moving with intention, malice,
Did you say that I
and
can see
hunger.
Aaron? And I can see Aaron's unconscious.
You can, yes.
Fuck. So Sora's gonna just tell everyone else to look up, but she's running to Aaron. She's not stopping for these monkeys, she's running to Aaron. Because she wants at least as much to do this.
Stabilize. Perfect.
Because she doesn't want Aaron to die, even if it means the monkeys are gonna be on top of us.
Did you want to potentially use like a cure spell? Remember, as a cleric, you can...
sure can, yes, but she wants to make sure he's at least not actively in a state of being dead.
And you can tell. It's something that you've been able to tell for a long time. When something's in the state of dying, stabilize just hits different.
Yeah.
The way that it rings throughout your body and it flows from your fingertips. Aaron was on death's door. You've known this boy for all of 24 hours. Maybe? And you're this far into your journey. Aiden, when you glance across the pit, you watch the 4 of these baboons begin to slowly descend. They are full length and size. These are adult baboons. Their teeth blanch through their lips. Their lips are split up the length of their jaw. They look like corpses, but they move like the living. And before anyone is able to take any sort of initiative or control, we are calling our session here.
Cliffhanger.
I mean, you at least let me use stabilize on Ivy, so I'm not that upset. But still, I knew it was coming.
It's midnight.
Yes.
No, it's not. You lying.
It's only 9 p.m. We've still got 3 hours.
Lying to me. I'm being lied to.
Actively lied to.
My friend, it is midnight. We went longer than we did last time.
Yep.
So,
Liar.
I told you, when you get in it, these things start to move so fast.
Yeah, but there's moving fast, and then there's like, I blinked twice this whole session, and the session's over. What do you mean?
Y'all hooked me? PC, make sure to come back, dog. Unfortunately, there will not be a session next week, but I do recommend you come through next week on Monday, because next week on Monday will be the episode airing, I think it's episode 21,
21.
with Cobalt and with Frost and
Magic
Squid
RPG
and Tracy and Ben.
And Ben brings live.
It
And
will
Ben
be
brings
the
up
lot of us. So I recommend that you come here for this. Next Thursday is a national holiday, guys. At least for America, it is. It is our
Little
Thanksgiving.
nothing. Yep.
And if all else
Little
fails,
non-holiday.
it's at the very least something that the government takes off because they need more reasons. Why not? They didn't just come off of a 55-day break or anything. It's totally cool.
No.
So normally I would give my players an opportunity for them to call out where they're streaming, but my players aren't streamers. They are the homies. They're the supporters. I love them dearly. I hope that you enjoyed tonight's episode. Tomorrow's a 12-hour stream. I've actually written down some games, so I'll let you know what I've written down. You guys can be excited or not. It's not my call. The games I wrote down: Hades 2, Magic the Gathering, Repo, Peak, Goblin Cleanup, Wall World 2, Yap Yap.
Of course, you would have put Goblin Cleanup on the one floor I'm not at.
Whoa.
Naturally.
Hey,
Naturally.
you could be there. Take your computer. It's totally fine.
Not gonna be doing that. We're not gonna be doing that.
That
No.
sounds like that's quitter talk right there. Okay, that's quitter
There's a
talk.
reason I'm here.
Listen,
Fine,
Boba, I
I'll
want you to
play
know.
Goblin Cleanup.
I want you to know that I randomly drew a card for my critical fumble deck, and I was hoping that you would have done it because it would have been the first physical body change. Because everybody says, right? Everybody says like Bob really likes taking body parts. I don't. The game does.
The game does.
I have
yeah.
a sense of realism, and I want it to be real. And luckily, it was not really that bad. It was 1d6 rounds of being unable to attack and defend yourself, but you lose a tooth. You basically bounce your head off of a rock, you lose your tooth. Yeah,
Becomes
also,
Evan Tyson.
I would like to say this. I actively went out of my way to script it so that it was a mule and not a horse, because I can't live it down.
You're still not living it down. You're still not living the allegations down, buddy.
I am not a horse
Still
killer.
not
The
leaving
game
them.
claims lives, okay? This is what happens.
You're still not living it down.
It was a mule named Horse.
So
There-
instead
there
of shilling
is, yeah.
ourselves,
There is risk around DLC.
we're gonna shill this guy. I'm pointing at him because I have him pinned, but it's this Bub guy. You gotta
Hi,
sub
guys.
to Bub. Okay, you gotta sub to Bub. You gotta donate to the desk so we can get all the fun things. And
Yeah,
make
it's
that's
true.
Really cool.
Anything that gets brought up between here and Black Friday will essentially be all the bells and whistles that could go on the desk that I decided to opt out of because that costs extra money. And money is not something we have in significant amounts. So
Glue maker.
I am...
Not Bub the glue maker.
Wow, Billy, that's fucked, dude. First message, dog. That's wild, wild.
Thank you,
Thanks, I
Claudia.
guess. But yes, we actually just funded up the rest of the desk tonight. Anything else that kind of goes through, it just means that we are turning it into other things. Like I'll be buying underdesk mounts so that I can get my my PSU off the ground, and better cable management and stuff like that. Just things that are going to make the overall user experience better for me. That also means that I can finally put my walking treadmill under my desk. Now it just matters if I can actually plug it in because of power usage. We'll figure it out. Either way, if you liked what you saw tonight, make sure to hit the follow button. Come back here tomorrow. We're doing a 12-hour stream where you guys as patrons and as supporters get to pick the games that I play. If you wish to support and play games with us, it's patreon.com/BubTalks. There is the Discord link. Yeah, that's right. 12-hour stream tomorrow.
And at just $5, you can have the MP3 of this session, so you can listen to these in your car, at work,
It's true. It's true. These will be
while you're
VOD
taking
materials
a shit,
that-
whatever you want.
that will-
that's on you.
that will make it out to YouTube as well if you prefer YouTube stuff. That will be there, I promise. This is a new forever campaign. I say that tentatively so because the last time I ran this game, it didn't finish. We got about 3/4 of the book and it ran 200 episodes. It went 198.
Yeah, we didn't get to 200.
We're looking
because
to
they are
triple that.
prisoners.
Tripling that makes my heart die, okay? I'll be 55 years old. Oh my God. That's fine.
Hey,
That's fine.
Hey, we're
Everybody
going to
call
be
Bub
shackled
old.
in the nursing home. All right.
Yeah, you're gonna roll for initiative. I didn't shit my pants. That's gonna happen. I can already tell. Either way, thanks guys.
Another one.
I appreciate you. I love your faces. Take care of yourselves and come see us in the Discord. We'll probably be hanging out for at least a little bit because I'm not tired yet. And